Well, good morning, everyone. So I apologize for the super delay. As you can see, part of the reason for the delay was I'm here by myself, and that is because I sent out the message, that I set up the stream for everybody, and apparently, as it turns out, PhD Tony is not feeling very well. He's he's now alone in Australia since Demon left. So PhD Tony is not feeling very well this morning, and he is trying to get over something that he's been fighting for a while. And of course, Irish Demon has just landed in Ireland a little bit ago, so I know that he is still stuck in quarantine. I guess he's locked down currently, and so he can't be back yet. And Johnny has not responded to my message yet, so he may in fact still be asleep. So or until the title. Probably need to change the title of the stream to One Beardsman. So my apologies. Anyway, so you just get me right now. So we'll just consider it a kind of impromptu live stream with me. How is everybody doing this morning? I'm going to check my phone, make sure that Johnny doesn't message me, and when he does, I can add him into the stream automatically. See how everyone is doing this morning. Let's find out let's see who is in the chat. I know you guys were waiting for me, so let's see. Daryl M is in the chat. Good to see you, Daryl M. He says, will it be the 2, 3, or 4? It's actually One Beardsman writing, so my apologies. Mr. E-Man, good to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning. Peter Collins, good to see you, sir. Awesome. And Corsi Husky. Good morning, Corsi. Good to see you. We've got to get another stage going on Discord. I know it doesn't all hinge on Xerxes, but we do need to do another atheist Discord stage. We need to get there because we've been having just some real success with in between 400 and 500 person audiences. So let's see. Peter Collins, good to see you. Awesome. Dan Hetfield. Oh, what's that going on? Hey, Peep says, good to see you all. Love the coat of arms style thumbnail. Been out of the loop on live streams for a while. Been trying to improve my sleep, but it'll be great to see y'all again. Well, I hope it's great just to see me for the time being. But yeah, I do like the coat of arms style deal. That I made that one morning. I was kind of like, I'm going to come up with something new, and I think it could be better, and I plan on improving it. But for what it is, and I think it's serviceable. Mr. Malord, yes. Unfortunately, I was late this morning, so sadly, yes. Let me see here. See, Peter Collins says, unfortunately, I noticed a faux pas I made on Discord yesterday referring to you all as the Four Horsemen. Then I realized that could also be taken as a compliment. Yes, it could. We decided to go because there were already like the Four Horsemen of New Atheism, but we consider ourselves the Four Beardsmen because we all had beards. I think it was Irish who came up with that, as a matter of fact. Theo Fun Guy, good to see you. Says, think we would like to speak to the manager, please. Wait, get us the CEO, get us the prime minister. And Dan says, put your mask on. Yes, definitely. It's getting crazy out there with the fucking Delta variant. The anti-maskers are killing me. Good thing we have people like Team Skeptic and some other fantastic creators to point at these people and hopefully spread the correct information instead of false information regarding the current scenario that's going on out there, and the fact that so many of you out there are facing lockdown once again because of idiots like that. It sucks. All right, who's got Mr. B? Unfortunately, the birthday boy is not here. He is currently stuck, I think, in lockdown because he just landed in Ireland. So I actually didn't anticipate him being here unless he was able to gain access somewhere. But I was anticipating Johnny or potentially PhD Tony being here. Unfortunately, neither one of them are yet. But Johnny may be along. If Johnny's asleep, he may see the message, and we may get him on here shortly. So we'll find out. All right. Yes, Theo. Yes, Irish Demon did land in Ireland. He put in that quick short video of the plane landing. So yep, Monkey in the works. Good to see you. Yep, just One Beardsman for the moment. So that may change. Microraptor, good to see you. And yes, I do hope Tony recovers soon. He really wasn't feeling well. I'll let him fill you in on what it is. It's nothing beyond really serious, but he was taking and he laid him out pretty badly. But I'll let him fill you in on the details when he gets back. See, Mike Raptor, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Commander Darklight. It's got some of the amazing patrons who help support our podcast, Week in Horror. So it was good to see y'all. Yeah, pretty much just chatting with JL. That's pretty much what it is, Monkey. Fred Knotts, good to see you. Excellent. Yeah, of course you're right. Yeah, we haven't had a stage in a while. We're gonna get it running again. God, this has been such an amazing experience. For those who are not familiar with it, I mean, I can jump into there. And Inquisitor Bacon, good to see you. See everybody. I think I've gotten down to the point. And Dr. Clive Wells. I'll get this before I jump into them. Got a whole bunch of thoughts going on. Dr. Clive Wells, amazing resource for all things physics. If you ever had a question and and he's got the time because he's very, very busy, then you could pose questions to him and, run information by him. The dude is absolutely amazing. So Clive Wells, good to see that you're here. Basic Trigonometry, good to see you. Daryl M just had his first Pfizer today. It's pretty wild. But yeah, for those, let's see, Fred Knott says, on the bright side, it seems vax people aren't getting bad, sick, or dying from Delta, so anti-fucks are only screwing themselves this time. Agreed. That's a good thing. And Armageddon's Fire said, good day, Beardman and everybody in chat. Yes, good day, sir. So, absolutely, freaking crazy. Oh, Commander Darklight's in lockdown for another 4 weeks. That sucks. But yeah, for anybody who's on Discord, anybody has their own deal. I know a lot of you are members of the Week in Horror Discord, where we watch movies and stuff and have a good time. There's a new thing that you can do called stages. I believe if you own your own server, I'm not entirely certain as to all the details behind it, or if you have to be nitro boosted up to a certain level in order to gain access. But you have stages that you can create. You create a stage, and then you can invite people on. And you basically have a panel. And then when you go live, that stage gets broadcast to everyone who's currently on Discord as a part of the stages. So you'll have an option to go in and discover stages like what current people are talking about. And a lot of the times they're like karaoke or talent shows, which is interesting. So you can bring people in, they can, I guess, do whatever they want here on the computer. And occasionally you'll get discussions. You get big panel discussions. And we've been doing panel discussions. It's been me, Xerxes, King Xerxes, occasionally, Corsi Stardust. Corsi will hang out with us, and we have a panel of atheists, deists, and occasionally a few Christians that we think represent Christianity well and are intellectually honest. So we'll panel up together and just ask questions like, evidence for God. Do you have evidence for God? Do you think Christianity is the one true religion? And how do you justify these beliefs? Which I think, we've had amazing success with doing these, drawing in between. I think our highest was like 470 something people, which is pretty intense. Oh, and Johnny just messaged me, so let me make sure he's got the link. I want to pop over here to Discord right quick. There we go. All right. So Johnny is messaged, so he's got the link, so he'll pop in here when he has the opportunity. So, but yeah, if you get the opportunity, Commander Darklight says, is that a crystal dragon behind you? There are many, many dragons behind me, and I do have some crystal ones. I have some blown glass ones as well. So I do, Commander Darklight reminds me, I've got to do a deal where I actually, show people what is going on behind me with all the stuff in the glass cases and all the cool little things that I have, that I've collected over the years. Like, I know a lot of people have probably seen the Master Chief helmet that's up there in the closet. But yeah, I got a bunch of cool, interesting stuff in there. Over in this case is a couple of Michael Wellens, Michael Wellen pieces, which I'm particularly fond of. And of course, the autographs that I've collected along the walls and all kinds of cool stuff. And you can see I'm a giant John Carpenter fan because of all the John Carpenter movies. Of course, he says you have to be nitro. So you got to be level 3 nitro boosted. Okay, that way the little servers don't spam up the stages. Good times. Fantastic. All right. So yeah. So if Weekend Horror was maxed out nitro boost, was level 3 nitro. I think for level 3 it takes 30 boosts from the people who are from members on the channel. So or from somebody I was like, but it takes 30 boosts to get to maximum, and then that you'll gain access to the stages. That is something that like Team Skeptic or any of the others that you're members of, like FTFE or possibly Agree to Disagree, would really like, because the Discord stages are pretty amazing. I am currently looking into a way of connecting them, of finding a way to try and maximize that audience and link that somehow to YouTube, and how I can do that appropriately and maximize our access. So I'm looking into it, and because they're relatively new, there's not a lot of details on it just yet. So, but that's what we do, and we do it a few times a week. I think we haven't been on lately just because Xerxes is he's a moderator, or he's like one of the senior moderators on that server, on the politics and religion server. So he's been out. He's actually a police officer, so his schedule gets really, really crazy. So we just haven't had access, and eventually he'll be back, and then we'll knock it out. Just I know he's having some scheduling issues, but you can also catch me there, because I will be, if you're a member of the politics and religion server, and you can check that out. Beware, that is also where Dorothy Darkins, or Dookie Double D, that's also where he hangs out. So we have to deal with his bullshit on occasion, but yeah. But otherwise, it's not a bad server to be a part of. Somebody just messaged me. Who messaged me? My dog Jingles. Apparently, he got in the backyard and he was eating something that he shouldn't have eaten, and he puked. That's not good. Apparently, a bunch of greens. So that's another thing that we've been dealing with. As I guess I'll just come forward and tell you guys. It's been kind of rough, and I've been trying not to focus too much on it, because it's such a fucking bummer. But my dog Jingles has not been doing well, and we thought that he was having difficulty acclimating to the move coming up here to Oklahoma. But as it turns out, because Jingles is 7, he's 7 years old, he's closing in on 8 years old. He's having trouble with his kidneys, and we took him to the vet. But as we weren't happy with, we're really concerned about him. He lost a bunch of weight. He seemed disinterested in food, and he wasn't necessarily lethargic, and he was still eating and still drinking water, but he just wasn't acting normal. Hey, Facty, good to see you. Thank you for popping in. And so we were really concerned about him, and so we took him in, and I was hoping it was just something simple, but and he was puking a bunch. But it turns out he has chronic renal failure, and so his kidneys are going on him. So the vet was kind of like, she was nice, but apparently she was just kind of like, yeah, this is kind of the way it is. This is such a bummer. And she was very much kind of like, she didn't offer a lot of solutions regarding this. And unfortunately, with chronic renal failure, there's not a lot of solutions. All you can do is pretty much manage it and try to alleviate symptoms, try to maximize the dog's comfort and well-being. And yes, Odin farther, yes, sometimes dogs will eat grass, etc., to make themselves vomit, apparently, when their stomachs feel bad. When their stomach feels bad, they'll do that to get whatever's making it feel bad get out. And unfortunately, the reason his stomach feels bad is because of his kidneys are making his stomach feel bad. So we have him on a very, very strict diet, which is this specially designed prescription food for dogs with kidney problems. And we are monitoring him. What's really good is that since we got him on this diet, and he drinks bottled water, he drinks purified bottled water, and instead of stuff from the tap, just to eliminate the possibility of like any heavy sediments or silicates or anything that's possibly, because we're up here in the sticks, so the water quality not super great. But so he drinks bottled water now, and he has a very, very specialized diet. Unfortunately, he does not get his milk bones like he used to, because he is addicted to those. But He's eating regularly. He's going to the bathroom regularly, and his energy seems to be coming back. So everything is good. And he hadn't been puking like for the past couple of days. But unfortunately, that was my wife that just texted me, said that Jingles threw up only green leaves. So apparently he was out in the backyard, and we've been keeping an eye on him to make sure he doesn't eat anything out there that he should not be eating. But apparently he yacked up a bunch of green leaves. So we got to, when we have him out in the backyard, because we have a massive backyard, when we have him out there, we've got to keep an eye on him a little bit better, make sure he's not eating stuff he shouldn't be eating, and of course keep him on his diet. So that's the first time he's yacked, and we understand why, because he ate a bunch of crap that he shouldn't have. And so hopefully we're taking it day by day. We're hoping that if he gains weight, if his energy levels return, which they seem to be, he's been playing with his toys, been running around the backyard, seems to be doing pretty good for a dog with the diagnosis that he was given. So we're just going to play it, and in a couple of weeks we're going to take him back to the vet, get him tested again, and see if his creatinine levels have diminished, and make sure that I want him to try and make sure that we get it rounded off, so that he may have problems, but we're going to like mitigate as best as possible. That way he can stick around with us, because unfortunately in situations like this, what really pissed me off, and I was so aggravated, I wanted to go up to the vet myself, and because she didn't tell us if it was stage 1, stage 2, or if it was end stage. So we don't have a lot of information to go off of. So we're just doing our best with it, and judge it by what we know. We've done a lot of research into it so that we can get a good idea of what to expect. And but so far he's doing okay. He's been with us. Yep. Yes, Odin. We watching him closely. See, and he has been improving. Past 2 days with the new diet, he's eager to eat. He's drinking water like normal. He's going to his restroom cycle is back to normal. He seems to be, his energy levels back up, and he seems to be gaining a little bit of weight. We knew there was an issue when we could kind of see his hips, and then we were starting to see his ribs whenever he stretched, because we normally couldn't before. No, he's a German Shepherd. He's a large German Shepherd. And so, we're also looking into supplements and all things that can help him. So hopefully we will get that sorted. It's one of the brutal things that when you have dogs, when you have any pet, it sucks, because, you're eventually, anybody who owns a pet knows they're going to have to cross that bridge one day. And it's terrible. And something that I think every single person in this chat is an animal lover, and you dread it. You know what's going to happen, but you just try to avoid it. And that's in essence what I've been trying to do. Whenever I'm not, on a stream or something like this, or I'm just working, I'm just literally trying to be like, you know what, we found Jingles off the street. He was really sick when we found him. We were able to get him all healthy, because he was full of worms, and he was all messed up from being on the street, along with his sister, Shotzi. Shotzi's doing good, by the way. And so we've been, he's had an excellent life. He's been on adventures. He's gone to cool places he normally would have seen. He's gotten to swim with lakes. He's got to, he's seen snow. He's done all kinds. He's a very amazing life, and he's made Angela's and I's lives incredible and taught us so much. So yeah, it's been amazing. And so whatever comes, we'll deal with it as it comes along. We're just going to do everything in our power to make sure that he knows that we love him, and that's how it's going to be. And of course, Shotzi's doing very, very well. So, Shotzi, and yes, who's he? I saw that somebody put in. Yes, Fred Knotts, he gets hugs every day. In fact, I think he's getting annoyed about all the attention because we are constantly hovering over him. And I think he's like, because he looks at us like, what is going on? Because German Shepherds, they look at you in the eye, and I think he gets a sense like he's kind of like, why? I mean, this is like uber attention. Like, we're constantly like hugging him and petting him and sitting next to him, and he's kind of like, okay, look, Mom, Dad, like, really? So, but yeah, Clive, you're correct. Kidney problems are common with German Shepherds. They are, unfortunately. So, that's one of the reasons why we switched to bottled water, because the water quality and where we're at right now is just a little rough. Is a little bit rougher than it was back in Texas. So just because we're kind of out here in the sticks, and that's why we switched completely to bottled water. So he's got nothing but bottled water, and of course this really, really expensive prescription kidney food, which is like high in moisture, low in protein, really easy to digest, good stuff. So, Commander Darklight, that sucks. Says my Great Dane is getting weaker in his weaker and weaker in his rear end. We don't think he'll make it through another year. Yeah, hip dysplasia sucks. That's the one thing about Shotzi. Shotzi, our other shepherd, she's actually a shepherd mix. She's a shepherd pit bull mix, and Shotzi has hip dysplasia. She's got the telltale. She's had the telltale signs, the pigeon toes, and bunny hopping when she runs short distances. She's had the telltale signs for years that she had it, but her weight was also really out of control. We did so much to try and figure out what was going on her weight. We couldn't. She no matter what the amount of exercise or how much we restricted her food, she would gain weight. And we're talking, she's an active dog, she's a happy dog, and we'd run around outside and we'd exercise every single day, 30 minutes to an hour, 4 cups of food, 2 in the morning, 2 in the evening, and she would gain weight on that. It was like, what the hell is going on? We find out Shotzi has hypothyroidism. So we took her in to get her blood tested, and everything came back great on her, except her thyroid, which is like literally completely. Apparently, her thyroid had completely bottomed out. So almost no present. I think it was like a 5 on that test. And so, yep, your dog has hypothyroidism. Was like, God dang it. So we got her on medication, and I cannot tell you the difference in Shotzi when we got her on that medication. Her energy levels went through the roof. Her appetite just naturally kind of plateaued, which is interesting. Her appetite improved, was more stable. She started drinking more water, like lots more water, because her thyroid is now active, and she's got crazy energy running around for a 5-year-old German Shepherd mix. She's running around outside doing her thing, just being crazy, and so we're really, really happy that we caught that. But most likely she'll be on that thyroid medication for the rest of her life. But she's a happy dog, and she's also a really good sister to Jingles, because I think she knows that Jingles is occasionally not feeling well. Thank you, Microraptor, and thank you, Commander Darrow, knows it, Inquisitor Bacon. Yeah, it really sucks. Sorry to hear about your pups. Yeah, it's when the thing that gets you is that unlike with humans, when they don't understand, they just know they don't feel well. And they're looking to you to alleviate that in some way. And, it's tough because they don't get it. You can't explain it to them. And, you look at, you just know how they feel. And sometimes it just kills you. But we love them. We give them the best lives they can. They enrich our lives. We enrich their lives. I think one of my wife's favorite quotes is that saving a single dog may not change the world, but for that single dog, the world will change forever. And that's what we do. And I don't know if there'll be another dog after Jingles. May take a little while because I really, really love him very much. But we'll see. I'd love to. All the stuff that Jingles taught me, I'd like to be able to pass that on to another dog. So I think it'd be amazing. But we're going to keep him around as long as he's comfortable, and as long as he's happy, and as long as he's healthy. Then Jingles is going to be hanging out with us for the foreseeable future. Yep. Oh, they give Theofungi. They give us a great quality of life, and we give it to them, and they give it to us. We are enriched for it. Honestly, to me, I've always been of the opinion that we don't deserve dogs. They're such fucking amazing animals. What is it? 14,000 years of symbiotic development to turn our greatest competitor into our greatest ally. There's something there. I mean, that's what, and it's nothing. I would say for those that listen, it's nothing supernaturally like this, but there's pretty amazing symbiosis there when it comes to dogs. I mean, that's thousands and thousands of years of natural of our artificial selection that has enabled them to be our greatest allies. So yeah, Clyball says, have you thought of adopting a Flurf instead of a dog? They may not be smart, but they live a lot longer. This is true, but every time I go to feed it, I don't want to get into a fucking argument as to like the shape of the bowl or something. All right, I got my morning monster here. So let the bag sitting up here. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to have one of the, a morning of all just doom and gloom before Johnny gets here. Microraptor says, Jingles got to live with you and your wife, still living his whole life on the streets. Yes, it was amazing. Actually, we know that his previous owner, because they apparently ran away or they got out. We know his previous owner was not because we found them both outside of a QT where I was doing special projects at the time. So I was working and someone happened to come across them and then took them out. They were running around the street. And so they were, Shotzi's stomach was all bloated out, and Jingles, they were both sick. Jingles was way underweight, and so we brought her. So we kind of housed them, kind of like put them in a safe place where they wouldn't get hit by the cars. Brought them some water, and I was at work. I was on the clock, so I called Angela and said, "Hey, there's these 2 German Shepherds over here. One of them is so small. She was only 3 months old. Can you come and because she still had baby teeth." He was like, "Can you come and get these? Can you come and pick them up and make sure they don't get hurt?" And she's like, "Sure." She ran over, she picked them up, took them home. And we found out later that their owner came looking for them, apparently. And he went into the QT, was talking to the store manager there. Her name was Lexi. And he apparently was not a nice person at all. He was an absolute trash human being who was disrespectful to her, disrespectful to everybody they talked to, blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to call the police and yada, yada. And this, absolutely. And given his attitude, his behavior, and Lexi knew that we took the dogs. And she was like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm going to say anything." So, like this. So he called the cops. It came out. There was nothing. So they've been with us, and we registered them with the city of Allen. We actually looked around and see if maybe a poster was put up or something, or if anything was listed online. But we held on to them, and they've been with us ever since. And God, I left that company in 2018. So man, years ago. So it's almost 2020, and then God dang, it's been a while. So God, time flies when you're having fun. People right here. Let me see here. Yes, Shape of the Bull. Let's see. Second best Bob. Good to see you. Oh, that's a shame. I lost my German Shepherd 2 years ago after having her for 11 years from a pup. Still can't bring myself to get a replacement. Yeah, love him, love him so much. And it stings. It stings when they go. Sometimes it says basic trigonometry says, yeah, you could put up with hearing how water finds its level. Could you put up with hearing how water finds its level every time you fill its water bowl? No, I could not. I could not deal with that bullshit. And second best Bob says it wouldn't be a wooden replacement. It would be another dog you love as much as the first one. Yeah, and that's what I always say. It's obviously never a replacement, but it is an opportunity to share the things that you learned, the things that the previous dog taught you. And that because you learn something from every dog that you have, then you can take that love and that experience and share that with the next dog you have to enrich their lives and make them all the more better. I've always seen it as kind of like a leapfrog thing where you move on, or you say, "Yeah, I've got this is the opportunity to make as many dogs' lives as amazing as I can in the time that I'm here," which I think is a pretty noble cause. And the man is in the house. Let's bring him in. Ha.
Sorry I'm late. Said wife and kids got home late last night, so I was up a wee bit later than I normally am. So
yeah, I figured that was what it was. Figured you were just you were snoozing. So it was one beardsman for a while, holding down the fort until another one could show up.
Well, now it's 2 beardsmen. There we go.
Now it's 2 beardsmen. Have we heard about anything from Tony? Is he still kind of under the weather, or?
I think he's still dealing with the AstraZeneca after effects. So that's kind of what's got him all. Fred Knotts, I wish.
Getting morning nookie, don't lie.
they're all passed out. Well, I take that back. My oldest daughter, she got up at her normal time to go for a walk. She's pretty good about that.
Awesome.
But yeah. I hear we're talking about dogs.
Yeah, I'm just kind of informing everybody about the situation that we have going on with Jingles. He's doing a lot better ever since we got his diet locked down, and pretty much he's starting to respond to it. But apparently, I don't know when it happened. It may have just happened like right as I was going live. But apparently, he yacked. He threw up. He hadn't thrown up in a couple of days, but he threw up a bunch of leafy green stuff, and that's because he was out in the backyard by himself and ate something because the kidney issue is going to make his stomach feel upset. So he'll eat a bunch of stuff that makes him make him throw up. Fortunately, what he threw up was nothing but the green stuff. He did not throw up any of the food that he's been eating, which is an excellent thing, which means that is digesting regularly and going through the system. So I know that last night he ate 3/4 of a can because he's lost enough weight. We think his stomach is kind of small, that his stomach's kind of shrunk a little bit, that if he eats too much, he's just going to puke because he's going to make himself sick. So you're trying to acclimate him back up to eating a full can of food at one time.
Does he eat really fast?
He can. If he's too hungry, he'll wolf it down like a dog. So we actually this is how whipped this dog has. We feed him by hand with a fork, and he loves it. And he will daintily and so it's like we have the can to get on the fork, and the dog's like and he'll literally grab it and then just draw it back, and then he's got it. Then he'll eat like this. So yes, he's a dainty little dog. So he gets purified bottled water and hand fed with a fork. Just there you go. And he fucking loves it. He loves being pampered. But I don't think he likes us hovering over him all the time to make sure that hugging on him and dog, and he's like, okay, look, mom, dad, space. Yeah. I'm like in my 40s at this point. Can you leave me alone?
I don't know. My dogs are pretty close to the same age as yours, and they're just little turds. Beaver will not. If you start petting him, he won't let you stop.
Ever? Like you're currently petting him? Like you're currently petting him now?
I had to kick him outside. So he goes potty and all that. But yeah, if you start petting him, he'll make you pet him until he is done with you petting him.
That's awesome. Oh, let's see here. Mike Raptor said, does he also demand pumpkin spice latte? No, he did before. He did before because he loves pumpkin, but unfortunately he does not get it anymore. So his diet, I figured his diet is highly restrictive now.
Excuse me, I figured that would be a little good for his tummy.
His diet is super restrictive because nothing that would enable him to retain water. So the only thing he eats is the prescription food that he is meant to eat until he gets his weight back up and starts regulating it better. So we can figure out, because we can't feed him anything until we at least get him retested, and his creatinine levels have stabilized. Yeah. If the levels go down, that's great. If they like with diabetes, you get the diet under control, and those levels can kind of plateau off. They can they can lower and then kind of plateau. Right. That's what we're trying to get him to. If we can get him to that, then we can start reintroducing foods that he likes. But he'll be on this prescription medication, this prescription food for pretty much the rest.
Oh yeah, you won't be able. Yeah, that's like I said. We have a similar issue with Link. He has a liver. He's got a faulty liver, we'll call it. So he's been on this science prescription diet stuff for. I mean, he's going to be on it till he goes to doggy heaven that you don't believe in.
Unfortunately, I don't. Sorry to burst your bubble there. But if
they all float around on clouds, singing songs, winding up clocks. Okay.
If there is a heaven, I can get. If there is a heaven, I'm quite certain there are only dogs there.
Only cats are straight to hell.
No, cats run the place. This is like administrative leave for cats. And then when they go, they go back. So that's what Earth is. Earth is administrative leave for cats from hell. So J.O.R. says the Roddy Wizard Bacon says the Roddy I used to eat an apple so daintily right down to the core. You'd have to spin it in between your fingers so you can take the tiniest bites. Dogs are great. I fucking love dogs. They're amazing.
My brother had a Sheltie who. It didn't matter what you were giving her, if she liked it, if she loved it, whatever. When she went to take whatever it was like if you took the softest of goose down feathers and gently caressed them across your fingers. She was the daintiest little. I mean, it was like this just. You could be giving her a freaking ribeye steak, and you couldn't. I mean,
she's eating like John Candy in The Great Outdoors.
I mean, they're just teeniest little bitty of nibble, and then yeah, you couldn't even tell.
That's hilarious.
Of course, she would freak she would give you that. Like you ever get caught and punched in the gut, right? You know, right in the solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
If you threw a plastic bag, like a shopping plastic bag at her, that landed somewhere near her, that's what she would do.
That's amazing. Oh, let's see. Thor Rasmussen has joined us. Thank you so much, Thor. Good to see you. Mike Rapp says,
wash hands. I agree.
Yep. Mike Rapp says, I've never heard Tony mention any pets. Does he not have any? That's a damn good question.
I think he steals a neighbor's cat from time to time.
Ah, okay, yeah. Okay. Hey, there's Charlie Welch, the only man you never make a bet with on the internet. Good to see you, Charlie. Good to see you. Well, another one of the amazing patrons over at Week in Horror. Thank you so much for the support. But don't worry. It wasn't just you. We were also late because I was holding out just to give if anybody else was going to pop up and join any opportunity. Unfortunately, I was the lone beardsman for a little while there until Johnny deigned to grace us with his presence.
Something like that. More like Johnny realized, hey, it's Sunday. I got to get up and do the beardsman. Yeah. But the house is where it's supposed to be again. It's weird. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, you have the house to yourself. You're bachelor. It's cool." And now, to me, it's not like that, right? I mean, I'm used to the pitter patter of feet all day, every day, and having kids and the wife and all the people in the house. Like for an hour or two, it's cool. Like if I ever need to go away for an hour or two, then come back. You know what I mean? But like a whole week, it just no. It just doesn't. I don't do very well. I don't sleep as well.
You don't ever sleep.
Well, yeah, but I don't sleep. It's like it's worse. You know what I mean?
Oh, damn. Okay.
Like I have to hyper focus on things so I don't think about my family's not here and get bummed out and depressed.
He's like Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny. Can't sleep anywhere but the jail cell.
Yeah, exactly. If there's not a little tornado sleeping between my wife and I, it's jostling. Then I just don't sleep as well.
Oh, Peter Collins in that. Was it Peter Collins? And I call it Peter. Yes, I did. Okay. But it's early in the morning. It really is. My monster has not yet kicked in. But yeah, as a matter of fact, so since you're here, I hear something out there. I'll give me 2 seconds. I will be right back. I need to check and make sure that everything is cool with Jingles and my wife and everything. And Demon Orb is in the house. Good to see you, Demon. Haven't seen you in a minute.
We're in trouble now.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be right back. Give me 2 shakes. 2
shakes of a lamb's tail. And nothing. And he turns into a boob. Look at that. Doesn't that look like a pierced boob? We get in trouble by YouTube. They're going to take us down because StreamYard uses a pierced boob for JL's face. So what's going on, everybody? Gavlar the Hanazad, hello. Yes, Fred nods. I show up and JL bails. And I can't control the StreamYard. It's all on JL's side. So you just got to have to deal with it. You're going to deal with me speaking about a whole lot of nothing. Because that's the way it do. Oh man. Yeah, it was really weird. It was really weird without the family here. Like I said, I don't like it when they're not here. They're my kids. Wife can go away all the time. Okay, I'm just kidding. Everybody's asleep except for the puppies and my oldest daughter. They're all running around. What are you gonna do? So what is going on in your lives? How's everybody doing? Everybody having a good time? Everybody happy in the world? What movie? Uh-oh. I don't want to look at the news. Sir Little Wolf, hello. Good to see you. Entertain us, Johnny. No pressure. That's right, Clive. No pressure. Mr. Malore, you bite your tongue, by the way. I saw what you put in the chat. I saw what you did. Shake my finger at you. Martin Bear, a better guitarist than Hatfield. I don't know who Hatfield is, but whatever. Mustaine and Hammett. I don't know. It depends. It depends on your style of music. I would suggest that Tosin Abasi is better than all 4 of those guys. But that's just me. Oh, water is good. Water is. Oh, man. What else we got here? Hello, I'm just sitting here trying to figure out if I want to play Inquisitor or Far Cry 5. I haven't played either one of those. I don't get to play video games anymore, really. Usually it's my son who's playing the video games, which is cool. He likes to play the things I used to play, or at least the same types of games I like to play. His favorite is the Legend of Zelda series. He gets into them. Was thinking Conan Exile. Is that another game? Far Cry 5 is good. I hear that people like the Far Cry series. I've never got, like I said, I haven't played them, so I never got the last video games. I mean, I did Mortal Kombat 11 because my son, I'm obviously I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan. Grew up with that. I remember when it first came out in the arcade. My mother hated it because, oh, look at that. It's just they're spearing women. I was like, well, no, he spears men too, not just women. But she didn't like it. But yeah, so I did the Mortal Kombat series. And then I think before that, the last Fable 3. Yeah. I was really bummed when Lionsgate Studios went out because they kept the Fable series and didn't sell off the rights. So there's not going to be another Fable game for a long time. Where does Tim Henson come in on the list? Tim Henson is a bad mamma jamma. He's too much of a bad mamma jamma. Tim Henson's one of those guys that if I were the Johnny Depp from Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Tim Henson should run. He's a bad mamma jamma. You're going to be wearing tights and knee-high boots, twirling a flute by the time I'm done with you. No, they don't make tights in Ultra Whale. There he is.
Okay, sorry about that. So apparently, I went out there to see, and my wife has left. So she's gone to run an errand or something, or I'm not sure. She did not tell me. So, but here's the man.
Wow, you make her tell you where she goes?
No, she just didn't happen to mention.
What kind of misogynist are you?
Look at it, there he is. He says hello.
Puppy.
Get the ear squitches. Look.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
You're on camera. He doesn't know what to make of it. Oh, I hear the pitter-patter of other little feet.
Oh, boy. I gotta let mine in. Hang on one second. Be right back.
No problem. Oh, yes, Jingles. I know. Mom will be right back. All right. So, yeah, this Jingles. He just popped in to say hello. So, still, I think he feels guilty because he yacked. And I think he sometimes mistakes our concern with him yakking with us being upset that he yacked. And we're not upset that you yacked. No, we're not. He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
See, here he is. Here's Beaver down here. Pet me.
Yes, Commander Dark. Shut up and pet me, Dad. This is what he does, because you see he's facing over there. So he does not because he wants me to pet his butt. Yep. Because German Shepherds love having their butts petted, so he likes butt pet.
Probably because he can't reach it.
No, he can reach it. He can reach it just fine. He just wants us to pet his butt. And so that just makes him abnormally happy, which is hilarious. So, see, Inquisitor Vegas is actually thinking of doing a video of the Inquisitor persona, playing it with the voice and all. Video of what? Video game. I was video gaming? Oh, okay, cool. Second Best Bob said, I just read 18 issues of a comic called Supreme Power of 2004. Great way to waste a Sunday. Sounds like a good way to waste a Sunday to me.
I wouldn't call it a waste if you enjoyed it.
This is, exactly. And Fred Knott says, Blizzard is taking a hit right now. Yes, this is interesting. So so Little Wolf is in the house. Good to see you. And see if anybody else popped in while I was away. No, so just so Little Wolf popped in. So this is interesting. So I don't know how much you know about this, Johnny, and this is something we could actually talk about. This is interesting stuff. So everybody knows, because if you see me on Discord, typically I'm logged into World of Warcraft, and people say, "Why do you play so much World of Warcraft?" Because I'll be logged in for 7-8 hours in time. Well, to clarify, I'm not necessarily playing in World of Warcraft. I've been playing since launch, so I have been on there. But I'm an end game. I'm an end game content kind of guy. And so when there's no end game content, I'm currently caught up with whatever the current raid deal is. Like I think right now it's like the Sanctum of Domination is the new big one that's released. And so I technically am not playing because we don't raid like all the time. I raid with my guild, and so it's once a week, and we do the thing. So what am I doing on is because typically I am hanging out in one area, hoping something will spawn so that I can kill it and get like a mount or a pet or something, because I am a completionist. I'm a big collector in the game. I think I've got almost 1,150 companion pets. I'm coming up on 400 mounts. So, and I'm an achievement whore. I'm a big achievement hunter, and I think my achievement score last checked just hit 29,650. The maximum achievements, like the maximum you can currently have right now, I think is a little over 34. It's a little over 29,000. I think it's like 34,000. It's like 34,000 achievement points.
You're saying a lot of words that don't make any sense to me.
So that's why I'm current. So I'm a huge. I'm just basically trying to iterate. I'm a huge Blizzard fan. I love World of Warcraft. I still occasionally will play the original Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3. I tried to get into Overwatch. Didn't really have, because the aimbots at the beginning really kind of killed it. I was a huge Hearthstone player until that became a giant cash grab thanks to Activision. And the problem with Hearthstone is a card game like Magic the Gathering. And the problem with Hearthstone, it's just digital. The problem with that is that they catered the game to casuals instead of to people who heavily dedicated themselves to gameplay. So the problem with it was there was too much RNG, which is in essence effects that may or may not go off in the way that you want them, like targeting thing. Like it's like, for example, I play a card called Ragnaros. Ragnaros deals 8 damage to something on the opponent's board. So if they have like a creature over on the other side, that I could play Ragnaros and I can knock something out, like boom, and you take care of it and clear it from the board. Unfortunately, in like a standard card game, I'd be able to target something specifically and hit it and take care of it. In the game, it's RNG. And so it can target anything on the board, or it can target the opposing player themselves, which I don't like. And so there's a lot of RNG in the game.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird because, even that just takes away from the spirit of the game.
Well, and the point of ramping up the RNG in a game like Hearthstone is it makes it more accessible to casuals. Because if a bunch of casuals go in there and there's very little RNG and a lot more strategy, that puts the people who play it more regularly, that gives them the advantage because they're familiar with the cards, they're more practiced, and they have their strategies down, and they've been able to put in the work. And a casual person goes in there, doesn't know this stuff, they start playing, they buy a little bit of the game, just enough of the game to play, and then they get schooled, and then they never come back. But with Blizzard's model, technically it's Activision's model. Activision's model, you can go in there as a casual, and you can actually hang with the big boys because of the RNG. Now that helps to sell more packs, but the overall quality of the game goes down. And so I left Hearthstone. I was in the beta. I was actually in the beta for that. My collection was pretty outstanding for a digital game, and I eventually backed away. And I was like, you know what, I can't do this. They literally turned it into a cash grab. A new expansion every 6 months. So there's 2 expansions a year. Each one of those expansions is like $80. Additional packs is money on top of that. So it became way too expensive. And it was just designed to get money out of you, which is obviously. So I stopped playing Hearthstone. Not like I'm going to get I didn't consider it an investment, and I didn't have the time because of the RNG. I didn't have the time to grind to actually see any kind of potential payout from my investment. So I was kind of like, I'm done. So I left that. I don't play Heroes of the Storm because it's turned into also a cash grab with microtransactions. And it's just a bad lull copy.
EA copy business. That business practice was just stupid. One of the cool things I liked about EA is that they have the Star Wars franchise, and Battlefront was pretty cool. I did play Battlefront and Battlefront 2 very briefly though, because of that microtransaction bullshit.
Yeah.
And then I played the phone game for Star Wars, the Galaxy of Heroes, which is not just a small cash grab. It is a gigantic. I mean, you can be a free to play character, but you're not going to, you're not going to be
exactly
the top of anything. Used to be used to be before they released a few of the newer things that you could be top 50 without being a pay to play player. But now, top 100, you really need to have at least one of their galactic legends, and it's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
So apparently, Mr. Blord says that I was said, and people say Tony is boring. So apologize, probably talking about stuff that I know about that a lot of other people don't know about. Clive Wells says, "Can we have the English translation, please?" Yes, a lot of gamer terminology in there. Basic terminology says random number generator. Yeah. Yes, so RNG. Yes, and Fred Knott says RNG is a computer term referring to a function to get a random selection. And unfortunately, in the game Hearthstone, the digital card game Hearthstone, there is a lot of that. There are a lot of cards that have random effects that you cannot target something. I do this and I want it to target this. It's like, nope, I do this and it targets something randomly, which means the card has not, instead of doing what I wanted to do, the card has a chance to do something that will not help me, which sucks.
That's just stupid. Yeah. I mean, I don't think that, because with the Magic the Gathering, whatever it's called, the new thing, the new game, the new digital card game they've got, your cards do the same things, right? There are certain cards that are built as RNG cards, but it's not like, I'm playing one card that's supposed to target a player and it just randomly targets this or that or the other. My problem with that one is their shuffle mechanic is stupid.
Yeah,
it does not work.
So, but to go past it, I could talk about Blizzard shit all day long. But I'm a big Blizzard fan. I have been since the original Warcraft back in the '90s. I grew up playing it.
Diablo,
but unfortunately, Diablo as well, and StarCraft. You must construct additional pylons. So, but he mentioned that Blizzard has taken a big hit, and that is because it has come out recently that there is and I don't know why we're surprised at this, a culture, a bro culture at Blizzard that has resulted in a ridiculous amount of people bringing up sexual harassment and all kinds of grossness that has been going on behind closed doors out at Blizzard Irvine, and apparently off as well. Apparently there's stories now coming out of Blizzard employees going to conventions, going to industry conventions, and behaving badly. And I think there was one story that came out that this one female hacker who was at an industry tech it was like a technology convention, a bunch of Blizzard people came up to her and asked her if she liked to be penetrated.
Jesus Christ.
It's just the stories coming out are just atrocious, and apparently there was the backlash has been quite strong,
as it should be,
both out of game and in game, which is really, really interesting. So out of game, obviously, and apparently Blizzard released a response to what was going on, and it was received so badly.
It was something like, hey, where's a compliment to asking if she wants to be penetrated?
Oh, I mean, the response to the whole thing, the canned corporate response that they gave was just completely just bad. And there have been obviously slews of people that have canceled their accounts. They've said canceled or suspended payment on their accounts until things get sorted out. There have been people doing sit-ins in the game, and that is because it's like it's a digital game, it's an online game. What do they mean doing sit-ins? It's actually pretty interesting. They'll get some 600, 700, upwards of 1,000 people, and they'll go into one location where a bunch of stuff is going on, and they'll all gather together, in one giant mass, and like that. And what that does is it puts a great strain on that server's resources. Yep. And they're doing it just because of having to render everything all at once, and they'll just pile on, wherever they can, and to get Blizzard's attention with because they'll say server strain going on this. They'll go and look at the server and see, 1,000 people are sitting in, and they're all typing messages that Blizzard can see, because when you play the game in World of Warcraft, there are game masters running around the game that are invisible to you. You can't see them, but they're there
looking for cheaters and shit,
and all kinds of shit. Yeah, so there are game masters running around that you can't see, and so they're obviously the game masters are watching this happen. And so they'll do stuff like
I am the game master.
They'll doing shit like typing out and yelling out to the channel like Buck Flizzard and shit like that. So it's quite funny. But
filter skipping.
Let me see here. California. Says California is suing them. Streamers refuse to play Blizzard games. This is true. This is absolutely true. The backlash is intense, and personally, I blame Activision. And I've blamed Activision for a lot of the problems that Blizzard has encountered as a result. I blame it for their game design. I blame them for their cash grab philosophy. I blame them for this shit because this shit didn't exist at Blizzard before Activision got involved, and this shit did exist. And no, it didn't. There are no reports coming out before the Activision Blizzard merger about any of this stuff existing. Okay, but then again, a lot of the people who were with Blizzard before the merger with Activision are no longer with Blizzard. That apparently they've lost a grand amount of they've lost a grand amount of the creative teams behind it because of the Activision mentality. Because Blizzard was not a game company that put out games like Call of Duty, okay, that put out shit like, that Activision does every year and a half, where a new COD game comes out, and it's all just cash grab bullshit. Blizzard didn't do that. All like the item shop, the constant stuff for people to pay, and all this crap. Instead of, it used to be, if I wanted to get the new expansion, I'd go to like GameStop or Walmart. I would buy. There's two versions I could buy. I could buy the standard version of the expansion or the collector's edition of the. Now the standard edition was just the game. Pop it in, upload, good to go, done deal. The collector's edition was a big ass giant box, and that big ass box had a whole bunch of. It had like a new mouse pad in it. It had an art book. It had all the soundtrack. It had all kinds of cool
pewter figure to cool stuff,
which I love, and I loved all that stuff, and I always got the collector's edition. Now there's then they went to digital, which is pretty cool because those people who can't go out and get something, you could just buy online the digital stuff, like the digital version, and you wouldn't have to go out. But I like having the box myself for my collection.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But now they went digital again. But with Activision's influence, there were like 5 different versions of the game that you could get, and they all had increasing tiers with increasing stuff involved in it. And now it's the amount of money they try to grab out of their customer base is absolutely insane. And so, Activision has done nothing but do damage to Blizzard's reputation. They've done nothing but do damage to the work environment over there. They brought and I'm going to get shit for this. They brought that Call of Duty bro Chad bullshit mentality over into a real legitimate game development company and just fucked it. And I'm hoping that Blizzard will eventually separate from Activision and get the hell out of there.
I don't know. I thought Activision bought Blizzard. I thought they owned, like, Activision is the parent company now.
Blizzard could still technically buy their shares, buy their controlling interest back, but it would be very, very expensive. But I honestly don't know. Clive Waltz is apparently bored with this conversation as he has yawned.
I'm sorry, Clive Wells. We're not all aerophysicists or whatever the fuck it is that you do. That's super interesting.
Inquisitor Bacon says, "Hey, JL, have you heard of the drama going on with Games Workshop centered around their new streaming platform? I apparently have lost Johnny." So, no, I have not heard about anything going on with Games Workshop or their new streaming platform. What I do know is that I'm no longer a fan. There's Johnny. What I will say is I'm no longer a fan of Games Workshop because they put me through the ringer when I was I actually applied to go work for them when I was in between my not the last job that I had where I was a maintenance technician, but in between the maintenance technician job and the soul sucking job that I left, I applied for Games Workshop. I was interested. I'm actually a bigger War Machine fan. I like Privateer Press's stuff, but it's not that much. It's not that much different. I mean, it's a different, it's a different game like this, but it's, the mechanics of it are pretty much the same. So I was like, I can learn how to do this. I can learn to do Games Workshop stuff. So I went in there, started studying it, and they put me through the fucking ringer in their interview process to try and get that job. And I brought everything I had to the table, all of my sales experience, all of my presentation experience, everything I learned in all the years of retail that I've been doing. I thought I did a fantastic fucking job. No, they did, and they. I got to the end deal, and they did not hire me, which really pissed me off. And I was like, you know what? Fine, fuck y'all. You don't recognize talent. I'm taking my shit elsewhere. So no, I have not been a fan of Games Workshop since they did that to me, because that was really fucking annoying. And so Inquisitor Bacon says they're pressuring independent content creators and trying to force them to make more videos and things through their service instead of on their own, actually pressuring to the point it's join or quit. That's
join us or die.
That's fucked up. Yeah. I don't know what the heck is going on. And this whole pandemic scenario, this whole bullshit it's altered the landscape of the workforce. Okay. People, people no longer having to go into the office, people being able to do everything online, by virtue of the internet. And now we realize that productivity has gone up, but people don't have to go into the office. Less people on the road, which is great. Stress levels are down, productivity goes up, and they can still pay them the same amount and get more out of them, which is fantastic because you can do everything. You can everybody can work remote in this situation.
Right.
But obviously we knew in a capitalistic society, corporations are going to eventually find a way to leverage this and take advantage of it to their benefit. And that is what I think what we are seeing is that now that the landscape has changed for the employee, how can the employer or the company use this to their advantage because of the money that they're saving? Because they are saving a bunch of money. So what can they do to try and solidify this and make it the new the new norm? And I say that it's just I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I don't necessarily have a huge issue with companies trying to figure out how to make it work to their advantage, but the problem is that instead of looking at the fact that they're no longer having to provide, they don't have to provide, like with my wife's the job that she had before she took this in-home position, the job that she had before this, they went home-based for a while, and now they're trying to bring everybody back into this office. I'm thinking, well, what's the point? Especially her department was never customer facing. There was never any need for her to be in an office. They could save so much money on rent by finding.
So you take the specs from the engineers down to the customers.
Exactly.
Well, no.
What is it you do here?
What is it you'd say you do here?
It's just if they don't look, they look at how they can save money on. Well, now that we can pay you. No, it's just get down. This dog will not leave me. See, that's what I'm talking about. He wants to be pet, and he won't stop until you pet him. And if you just anyway, but instead of looking at ways like those things, we don't have to pay for the structure, the buildings. We're saving money on the rents and the leases and all that, and the utilities. Now the people working from home are paying their own utilities for all this stuff.
Take it easy, Chris Durham. He's out a bunch. He's got to go teach piano.
All right, Chris Durham not in the house. He says I am out. But yeah, I just think the company. I don't necessarily have a problem with companies looking at ways to, have that be advantageous for them too, because ultimately they've got to be profitable as well, or else we don't have a job. But again, it's the way they go about it. It's like, man, there's a better way to do it. Stop looking at how you can take advantage of the worker and start looking at how you can take advantage of the situation for you and the worker, because the happier your workforce is, the more productive they will be, or it will be.
Yes. And Fred Knott says, I think it's a control thing. Companies can't treat employees like slaves if they're at home. There's a thing to be said.
Right. And I do understand that mentality as well. We can't really monitor that you really are working. And to that, I say, as long as the work is getting done, does it really matter?
And so if the productivity goes up, and more stuff is getting done, you can't argue with it.
You can't argue with results. So take a look at Google before it became publicly traded. And they're still kind of the same way. But back before they were publicly traded, when they're a private company, Google treated their employees. They still treat their employees really well. But, it was a base salary of $60,000 a year. Forget about all the other fringe benefits of the office space that they worked at, of the fact that they could come into the office if they wanted to. They didn't have to. Well, they did have to come into the office because they had to spend an hour a day in the gym. And their reasoning was, well, they're healthier. Health insurance is cheaper for us. It works for everybody. They're healthier, they're more productive, and we can offer them the same type benefits and still say, see, that's what I'm talking about, making it advantageous for both the company and the employee. They said, hey, we have a full service daycare center for all the parents, and we give them an hour a day in along with the hour we give them for the gym and the hour we give them for lunch. We're giving you guys 3 hours, but you have an hour every day. You can break it up however you want to go down to the daycare and spend an hour with your kids. And they found that their employees were happier, they were healthier, and they were far more productive. And instead of saying, you have to do this, and they said, here, this is your work. As long as you get it done, you have to get, we'll say 6 projects done per year. As long as you get those 6 projects done per year, you're going to make your money. Yeah. You're going to get your benefits. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. Now, if you do more, we're going to pay you more. There are bonuses that you can get for doing extra projects. But we're not going to sit there and, crack the whip on you. And they had a very healthy, very productive staff.
Yeah. Fred Knott says management cucks losing their middling power. Yeah, I think there's an argument there. Absolutely.
There is an argument there. Yeah.
So here's something interesting. What about this situation that's, because we always knew that, they were absolutely horrible and trying to control the world and everything. But what Disney has recently pulled with Scarlett Johansson? Have you heard about any of this?
So I looked into it a little bit, and I can understand. I understand why Scarlett Johansson is pissed off, and I think she's going to win her lawsuit because of the whole precedence thing. I think Disney just needs to pay her the money that she's asking.
What do you think about them? Because she hit him with a lawsuit, and they just responded back with a scathing remark. They were just like, "Oh, well, what about this?" What do you think about the tactic they used? They blasted her salary for the film out into social media, be like, "You already made you made this amount of money for it." Blah blah. Basically saying that you made so much money to basically weaponize her paycheck against her in the public's eye.
Yeah. And this is where you're going to get some of this. Like, okay, so I kind of default back to the Metallica Napster thing because I was on Metallica's side. I still am on Metallica's side when it comes to that whole Napster thing. It doesn't matter how much money she has already made with this series.
Yeah.
What matters is what the contract tells her that it's going to pay her. If I have a contract with somebody that says, hey, I'll pay you $10 million plus whatever, percentage of the box office sales. And we have set this precedent that every time we put out one of these movies, we've had a minimum of 30 weeks in the box office before we did whatever, right? And 30 weeks might be over. It may be 19 or 20. It doesn't matter, right? Just matters whatever it's been, right? Mm-hmm. If we've consistently been, we'll say 15 weeks in the box office. We've consistently been 15 weeks, and that's what our contract is based on. And every contract, every movie has been 15 weeks in the box office. And then we say, well, now we're going to do 5 weeks, and then we're going to put it out on Disney Plus. Or we'll still do the 15 weeks, but we're going to release it on Disney Plus as well. But we're not going to pay you on the Disney Plus stuff. No, that's not how that works. Because I'm supposed to get 15% of the normal, what we have agreed upon, and what we have set that precedence on for those past 10 releases or however many movies she's been in. So she has a legitimate complaint, legitimate case. I don't give a fuck if they gave her $1 billion already.
Yeah. Let's see. Nate the lawyer, apparently Commander Darklight says Nate the lawyer apparently put out a short vid on it. I imagine he would because he loves legal stuff. And I have no doubt that Legal Eagle will probably do something about it as well. He's probably working on that as we speak. Let me see. Daryl M says reduce box office tape and make more money other places. Well, now that option there really isn't an option. Because now they have to sort out this legal bullshit with it. And what I was more looking at was like, yeah, Disney does shady shit. I mean, they're the reasons why copyright law is what it is now. In order to, that was all Disney. Disney did that. That pushed copyrights out in to like the fucking stratosphere, so you could never make money off other people's IPs. Clive Wells says, what have Disney done now? Yeah, what haven't they done?
And again, I am 100% okay.
Oh, take
with
it easy,
Disney.
Gavlar. I didn't even see Gavlar pop in, but
Yeah,
Gavlar,
pop
hand of
in.
Zod. Yeah, good to see you. Have a good day at work.
You know, again, I have no problem with Disney trying to figure out how to be profitable especially during a time when, you know, movie theaters were shut down. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is Disney saying, okay, cool, well, this is how we can get out of paying the people the money that we promised we were going to pay them. That's what I have a problem with, because Disney is a multi-billion-dollar company. Multi-billion.
Yeah, Fred Knott says her contract was based on ticket sales. They sold they went digitally at the same time and did not give her a cut of that. Exactly. And what I really, really liked about Johansson's statement from her legal team is that she did not throw Marvel under the bus. She said in her lawsuit, she puts Disney put Marvel in an untenable position. And so it was Disney that's pulling the strings on this. Marvel has to do what Disney says, because Disney has the ultimate say. They're under the umbrella. Marvel's under their umbrella. So it was Disney that made Marvel look bad. And she was very, very clear on that, because, and I honestly just, hey, Bob Nadell's Gyroscope, good to see you in there. Still spinning 15 degrees per hour? Thanks, Bob. But yeah, the fucking... I think it's because Scarlett, and I know I'm speaking for here, but I'm just taking it just based on that. She seems to have truly loved her experience working in the MCU. She has loved all the movies that she's made. She said that her experience on Black Widow was phenomenal. Working with Florence Pugh and David Harbour and Rachel Weisz was all absolutely amazing. I've heard nothing but glowing stuff from her. She's loved working with Marvel and all the guys and everybody that she's worked with. You know, all the Chris's and everybody. So apparently it's been
a lot
amazing.
of Chris's. It's a lot of Chris's.
But she did not want to throw Marvel under the bus when it was Disney who was the one at fault here. So I like that because she does. I don't think that she wants the fan base to turn against Marvel and suddenly be like, she believes in Kevin Feige's plan as much as anybody. And she doesn't want to see Kevin Feige's plans to make these amazing movies, these movies that we all love and that we go to see. She doesn't want to see those plans derailed because of some bullshit by Disney. So, and I get that. So.
And this is some bullshit by Disney. I mean, it's a move, and again, it's a business move, and I understand why they think they needed to do it. Well, I understand why they wanted to push out on digital. And the simple thing that Disney could have said was, "Hey, look, Scarlett, boom." Even if let's say it was an honest mistake, right? Let's just for the sake of argument say this is an honest mistake. Disney was thinking, "Fuck, we need to figure out how we can recoup some of the losses that we took during this whole pandemic situation, because we've got people we got to pay and we got to make some money." Oh,
and Disney Plus hasn't exactly done what they wanted it to do.
Right,
so we've got to throw that out there. It's good. I mean, they got good stuff on there, but you can only watch Mando so many times.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Most people who got Disney Plus got it because of the Mandalorian.
Because Mandalorian.
Let's be honest, right?
And I'm sitting here looking at it, I was like, and I already own all the MCU shit. I own physical copies of it. So why am I going to watch it again? It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I get it. Their direct competition to Netflix didn't really work out for them. I think that they should have kept it with Netflix. It worked. It was good for both. Anyway, so let's say it was an honest mistake. Like, hey, look, Disney Plus isn't really is not doing what we thought it was going to do. It's not making that extra cash we thought it was going to make. And this whole pandemic thing, we took hits in box offices. We've got people we got to pay. So let's do this. Let's release it digitally as well. And then Scarlett Johansson says, hey guys, how about my contract that talks about ticket sales? Mm-hmm. Oh shit. We didn't think about that. Hey, let's sit down with our legal teams and figure out how we can make this advantageous for both of us. We can make this as a drawn up one-off that doesn't change the precedence of the previous contracts. There's a lot of things they could have done to do right by their actors and actresses and people they've got contracts out with, but they just didn't care. They didn't seem like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to make money.
And the comments they've made, they made comments like this, alluding that she doesn't care about the COVID situation, that she doesn't give a shit about it, alluding to the fact that she. Right. I shouldn't have said the C word. I should have said like log allergy, but also alluding to the fact that I'm pretty disgusted by the fact that they weaponized her paycheck. It came off very much like, well, you made $20 million off of this.
Cool. I was supposed to make 20 million plus whatever percentage.
Yeah, and I found that to be rather disgusting. I mean, it's literally just and then of course, what do they say? Apparently, so Fred Knott says Disney also said they made $60 million in the first week from digital sales of Black Widow, so they shat in her face with that. That's some bullshit.
Yeah, and here's the thing: Disney could have went in and said, "Hey, look, this is what you would have made had it, like the average. This is what we'll take up all. I think what was it? It was from. Well, she wasn't in the original Iron Man. She was in Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2 was where she first showed up. Yeah.
Yeah, we first showed up. So Iron Man 2 on all the films that you were in that you had this deal where you made a percentage of the ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take the average of that, and then we'll take that, whatever. If it was, you made an average of 1.2 million. Here you go. There you go. There's your average. Or if it was the average percentage, you made 15% here and whatever. I don't know. There's so many different ways they could have done this and satisfied their end of the contract. And instead, it seems like they're saying, kiss my ass. It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Daryl M says Disney doing to Marvel what they did to Star Wars, what Activision's doing to Blizzard. Hell yes. This is what happened. Sometimes, and then this really sucks because at the very beginning, when Disney bought Marvel, when this went down, because Warner Brothers bought DC, they've had their long running history. Disney bought Marvel. We were all terrified that Disney was going to fuck Marvel up, but Disney said that in the very beginning, we are hands off. We are not going to be screwing around with anything that Marvel does. The Marvel production arm will remain intact. And it will just have Disney funding behind it. But we can see that, things were probably changing, which is why I can't honestly say if all of this, the Loki TV show, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show, the Marvels TV show that's coming out, I cannot honestly say that any of this stuff was, I wish I knew. I wish I was an insider. And I could say they probably did not have Kevin Feige was probably not planning this stuff. Back when he was planning phase 2, phase 3, phase 4, it was like, yeah, then we're gonna branch into all these different TV shows and blah blah. It's like, no, that's an opportunity to compete with Netflix. That's what Disney is doing. It's to get some of that Netflix share. And I don't know if it lends itself to it. I don't, because there's so much that they're doing on the small screen. And if I don't want to pay for the subscription service and I just want to go see the movies, especially when I get to go back to theaters and everything, if that's going to be the situation, then I'm going to be ass out because there's going to be references in those that I don't get over here.
Right.
And so, it's just a way to monopolize it and put more dollars in Disney's pocket because that's what Disney does.
Well, but I don't necessarily have a problem with that, right? I don't necessarily have a problem with them saying, hey, look, we're going to, we have these tools, we have these platforms, and we need to exploit it. We need to use them. We need to figure out how to make them profitable. I don't have a problem with that necessarily. You know what I mean? Hey, there are going to be some references you don't get if you don't watch these shows. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, we have the opportunity to check it out if we want to, and if we don't want to, then we're just not going to understand what they're talking about. And I get it. And again, I don't necessarily have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with companies trying to figure out how to make money for themselves because ultimately they have to figure out how to be profitable. What I have a problem is when they take advantage of their employees. That's where the issue is, right? So that was my issue with the whole Blue Origin and the penis flying contest between Bezos and what's his name, Branson.
Let's see, Daryl M says, but this was her movie, all about Black Widow. She should make more than she has made in the past. Agreed. Fred Knott said this was her last hurrah in Marvel, so she wanted to get paid, just like Tony Stark did. What's it, Robert Downey Jr.? Yes, Robert Downey Jr. Avengers Endgame, he made out because that was going to be it. But there's still the potential possibility that he may show back up in cameo form. He may actually do more like recording stuff, just like they did the life model decoy thing that they hinted at,
right.
Or holographic projection where they do something that similar where Tony could pop up with it, or in flashbacks or memories or dreams. So there's that possibility is still open that we could still see Robert Downey Jr. in the role of Tony Stark in the future sometime. But we do know that Scarlett Johansson's run in the MCU is done. There will be no more coming back for Black Widow. That she considered Black Widow the perfect way to go out, that her arc, that the character's arc in the MCU is complete. We got it from beginning to end, the entire growth of her character all the way up to the conclusion, to her sacrificial death, and then that's good. I mean, that's an excellent way to go out and then give this little kind of backstory to see the development that led to what we saw in Endgame. So yeah,
Right.
girls deserve to get paid. Girls got to eat.
Here's the thing. All that is all well and good. I don't care if this is her final film. I don't care if this was her first film. If she has a contract that's based on precedence and then the precedence isn't met, she has a legitimate case to be pissed off and a legitimate case to sue. She should get paid what they told her they were going to pay her under the conditions they told her she was going to get paid. Ultimately, and I think it's kind of this is just business practices 101, unfortunately, with companies.
Yeah. Apparently, A Quiet Place 2 is also in there because apparently the same thing was going on. Emily Blunt brought that up. I think Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, who directed that and wrote it, and then Emily Blunt, his wife, who starred in it. Apparently, that's in probably going to legal proceedings as well because of the whole digital to theatrical distribution model as well.
Right.
So this may be a turning point. This actually may be the beginning of a thing in Hollywood where, and
look, here's the thing. This was bound to happen because of the whole pandemic situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was bound to happen, and it would have been one thing if these companies said, "Hey, look, this is what we're trying to do to make some money. Let's figure out how we can make this profitable for everybody, including the people we said we're going to pay based on these old circumstances." I'm willing to bet had Disney Legal went to Scarlett Johansson like preemptively and said, "Look, this is where we're at. This is how this pandemic has affected our bottom line, which is going to affect this, that, and the other." Laid it all out and say, "Hey, what kind of deal can we come to that's advantageous to both of us?"
Yeah. Mr. Malord says, spoilers. What did I spoil?
Who?
Mr. Malord said spoilers. Mr. Malord, have you not seen Endgame? Like Infinity War Endgame? Have you not seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Or Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen either of the Thanos films?
I haven't. I've seen bits and pieces of all of them, but no, I haven't seen them.
Huh. Oh, apparently Daryl M says they halved the theatrical release time for The Quiet Place 2 before streaming, which basically halves what they're making off the movie.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
Wow.
And I agree that if they have, again, if it's based on precedence, which most contracts are, she has legal case. Then they should have said, "Look, guys, this is what we got to do and this is how we're going to compensate."
Yeah, I'm guessing so. It's pretty wild. I'm very Malord hasn't seen Black Widow yet. I didn't spoil anything in Black Widow. It's just how she gets, because we see her in at the end of Civil War, and then we saw her in Avengers Infinity War, and there was time in between those two. I was like what happened? What's going on with SHIELD? What's going on with General Ross? Apparently there was a gap there. And so right. Black Widow is what fills in that gap, how she went from where she was at the end of Civil War to the end, or to the beginning of Endgame, or to the beginning of Infinity War. And she was really, really good. I thought it was a fantastic way, because her arc is full and complete, just like Tony's arc is complete. Robert Downey Jr. from the I still get chills when I think about when I first saw Iron Man in theaters. Like, Iron Man's real.
Could not have picked a better actor for.
Oh, right.
Could not have.
Glover Mom, good morning. Good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Mom. Oh, Fred Knott says Clive Wells is losing that nerd card. Oh, he's not seen any of them. Wow, Clive, what are you doing with your life? Oh, no, I shouldn't have said that. Productive things is probably what he's going to say.
Yeah,
productive things.
Oh, I don't know. Figuring out how to get to and from Mars, you fucking uncultured swine.
While you're sitting around playing fucking Blizzard games and going why is my I'm going after like guys who are angry at Game of Thrones, drinking my Monster, saying, why is Blizzard fucking up? I have an opinion.
Clive Wells says, I cured cancer. What have you done?
Fuck. I digitally cured cancer in the new Operation Sim game. No. Clive has Sir Little Wolf. Clive has a PhD. He will always have his nerd card. This is true.
Yeah, I was supposed to get my PhD, but I just can't afford it. I can't afford it. This shit's expensive.
It is expensive. This is why I wasn't able to get my master's, because I was. Oh, he's writing a book, actually. Okay. Well,
What's
guess
it
what,
about?
Oh.
Is it about some like super secret agent spy guy who figures out that the government is in some sort of weird plot with aliens about the takeover of the world? Or is it about some like nonfiction stuff that
There's probably
really
sciencey stuff. Most likely
sciencey
sciencey. Yeah.
stuff that
What I will say, I technically I didn't write a book. I wrote a novella. So, but I wrote something too. So there. Daryl, I'm ghostwriter. Yeah. I do have something that I need to.
you
I'm
could
gonna.
say I wrote an award-winning film.
I wrote an award-winning film. I did.
There you go.
I did, and I'm looking forward to what comes of the feature that I have written, and I think good things may come of it. Who knows? Hell, if it gets made, that's fucking amazing. If it sees just DVD distribution or even streaming distribution, imagine a fucking movie I wrote on fucking Netflix. Holy shit, that just boggles my mind.
Only if Netflix ponies up the fucking money. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, ponies up the dough. Or maybe Amazon Prime. That'd be fucking sweet. That's fucking great. I don't even want to. I'm like sitting here.
If we don't have a Blu-ray release, I'm going to be very upset because there's no way I'm not putting at least one copy on the wall next to the poster.
I find it weird. I find it weird to talk about myself in this context because okay, this is what we work for. This is the goal. It's like one of the goals we work for. But I've never achieved this this kind of goal. It's always been like, this is what I'm plugging away at. This is what I'm working at. This is what I'm working at. I don't think you ever really expect to attain it. You're always going to be fighting for it, and then you find pleasure and you find fulfillment in going after the goal. But when it actually looks like you could attain it, it's weird, and you don't want to think of you're so used to just grinding.
Well, that's where drugs come in.
But you're so used to grinding, you're not prepared for arriving.
I wasn't prepared for that. Sorry.
Yes, like Hovind, Hovind is unprepared.
I wasn't prepared for that. Yeah. It's that's one of those ones that we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
Yeah, we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. It's weird to think of myself in this. This is a new context, and I'm so terrified of I don't want to become that guy. Be like, oh, that fucker over there. That's why I love this YouTube channel, because one thing it does, especially with the amazing audience that we have and the incredibly smart people that we have in our live audiences, they help to keep me grounded.
Let you know just how fucked up you really are.
Exactly. They help to keep me grounded. They help to keep me honest. They help to keep me on point. And they will not let me go like, they won't let me do that shit.
They won't let you turn into Orson Welles. Orson Welles.
Holy shit.
Oh.
What? Do you see it?
What happened?
In the chat.
Don't be jealous, Otangelo. Don't worry, one day you'll hit puberty too.
He grows some fucking facial hair.
I'm just teasing, Otangelo.
Sorry, our northern European lineages. I'm sorry that they don't favor you, because this is
Paul Cap. Not to cut off your Otangelo rant, but Paul Cap asks a very good question.
Interesting.
Do you think they would have weaponized a male star's wage? I'm not sure. I will say this. It did seem a little, I don't know. I thought I was projecting a little bit not projecting. I thought I was looking into it a little too much when I said, wow, I can't believe they said, hey, Scarlett Johansson, this is how much money you made. Like, go sit in your corner, woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seemed, because I don't know if they would. That's a very
would they
question.
Have pulled that shit with Robert Downey Jr. or Chris Hemsworth or Chris Evans or something of that? Would they have pulled that shit with her? Or with one of them? It'd be like, yeah, Chris Hemsworth, you made $18 million. Would they have done that? I mean,
I don't. They would have done it with Robbie Downey Jr. because Robbie Downey was like, sure, go fuck yourselves. I can go do a 15 other movies right now. Yeah. So have fun. Yeah, they would totally, but I don't think they would have done that to any of the Chris's. I don't think they would have done that to I don't know. Then there was a deal I don't know. So let's go back. Didn't they do something similar to Ed Norton Jr.? The reason why we got Mark Ruffalo as opposed to Ed Norton Jr.
Edward Norton. No. Edward Norton, that was a completely different scenario. Edward Norton was...
It was a money thing.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a money thing. It was a creative thing. It was Edward Norton, when he found out that in essence, what he was upset about was that the movie that they made completely disregarded what Ang Lee had set up and any reference to Ang Lee's film. Edward Norton is a huge Ang Lee fan. It wasn't that he was a big fan of Ang Lee's Hulk movie. He has profound respect for Ang Lee. And anything that Ang Lee brought into it or like brought forward to it, because if you watch, essentially, the Incredible Hulk picks up at the end, picks up after what happened. You know, Bruce has gone off. He's wandering the world. He's doing his thing. That's where the Incredible Hulk picks up. That Bruce is out in the world doing his, he's in hiding. So essentially, they picked up the story from the Ang Lee film, but they didn't acknowledge anything in the Ang Lee film. None of that was acknowledged. No story like this. No, that's what they did in Incredible Hulk. And when, at the end of Incredible Hulk, that release and that came out, two big things came out from that film. One, Edward Norton was not happy with the way that Disney or the way that Marvel treated Ang Lee's memory in this. That you say you pick up the story immediately after the end of Ang Lee's film, but you don't acknowledge anything that the director brought to it. You don't acknowledge any of the plot threads. You basically just say,
so "Here it is," about,
and we're not doing that. And then
Norton, yeah. Hang on a second. I'm just making sure. I'm making sure because I'm only, my knowledge of this whole situation is cursory at best. So Ed Norton had a problem with the fact that his movie didn't acknowledge Eric Bana's movie.
No, yeah, didn't acknowledge the Ang Lee film. Yes.
Well, hang on a second. I wouldn't have fucking acknowledged Eric Bana's movie either.
Exactly.
That was a giant piece of garbage. But no offense, Eric Bana, but that movie was stupid.
But this was a twofold thing. So Edward Norton, and the reason it went both ways. Edward Norton had problems and criticized them for doing this, and his attitude extended beyond the filming. Okay, so he had an attitude about this. On the flip side,
this is what I'm dealing with right here.
Oh yeah, Pupperdoo.
Pet him once.
And so on the flip side, apparently, and not to knock him, he's a great actor and I'm a big fan of his. Apparently, he's a pain in the ass to work with, and he made things very difficult.
I hear that. I hear that a lot about different actors and actresses and whatnot, how much of a pain in the ass they are to work with. And I mean, these are actors. These are high profile actors. I mean, they're going to have some ego. They're going to have,
well, it wasn't just that. He kept inserting himself into areas of production that he wasn't involved, that he's not typically involved in. So there are areas of production of the film, and he would stick his nose in and give input as to this, like, how are you going to shoot this? How are you going to light this? How is this like this? How about we do this? How like that? And constantly being in everywhere. In essence, he's Edward Norton, and he wasn't staying in his lane, because Edward Norton has produced excellent films and won awards, and Edward Norton doesn't typically need to stay in his lane. Anything that he says, they're going to capitulate to, because you don't want to piss off your lead actor, especially during Principal. So, and then apparently he was a pain in the butt, and it was just, whatever. And so it was kind of just mutually they decided, best not to move forward with this. That was it. But I think what you're referring to was what happened with Terrence Howard, who was the original roadie.
That Terrence Howard business, I mean, if I were Terrence Howard, I'd be pretty pissed off at Robert Downey Jr. because Terrence Howard is a reason we have Robert Downey Jr. in Iron Man.
It's true.
Terrence Howard says, "Hey, no, guys, look, he just got a rehab. He's good. He needs to work." And I think he fought to get RDK on that film in Iron Man's suit. And then when it turned around and came, and there was a contract dispute between Terrence Howard and Marvel Studios, fucking Robert Downey Jr. said, "That's on you. You figure it out." Oh.
DJ, I mean, it's fucking politics, and unfortunately, it's the politics of Hollywood. I'm not going to side anyway, because I think the politics of Hollywood puts people in untenable positions all the goddamn time.
Sure.
And sure. I don't think, I'm not going to sit here and say that RDJ was like, dude, man, he totally sold him out. He totally fucked him over. It's like,
no, I wouldn't say that either.
He's got the politics of his own career to deal with, and the fact that you look at his history and you gave it, and then he came in and he gave them Iron Man. He's got to. He is on thin ice. And Disney will be under it when it breaks. So,
well, this is before Disney was even involved. This is back when MCU was.
Well, okay. Well, Marvel will be under it when it breaks. So he didn't want to.
But if you look at, hang on a second, after the success of the first film, that immediately put Robert Downey Jr. back on the map as that whole star power thing. Right, that was the first film he did after completing rehab. He took a lot of time off, and he did this movie, and people were like, "Holy shit, the guy he's got it." He brought Tony Stark to life. Anybody who had ever read any Iron Man comics saw Tony Stark. They didn't see Robert Downey Jr. They saw Tony Stark, and that when you can insert yourself into a role like that, my goodness.
I see Mr. Blore says, I see Ed Norton exactly as his character in Rounders all the time. In the game of life, women are the fucking rake.
What are you talking about? What's saying? I don't know. There should be one.
That shit was in the game of life, women, they are the fucking rake.
Yep.
God, he was such a douchebag. God.
He plays
funny.
Well.
Yeah, he plays it well.
And that's what you're going to get with Ed Norton Jr. You're going to get a great performance, unless it's that. What was that Will Smith movie with where his daughter died and he was all mopey and shit? And
7 pounds?
No, not 7 pounds. 7 pounds was good. Robert Downey Jr. or Ed Norton wasn't in 7 pounds. He was in the other one.
Wait, Ed Norton and Will Smith?
Yeah, Ed Norton, Will Smith. Oh fuck! Keira Knightley was in it. Helen Mirren was in it. She's so pretty, Helen Mirren.
Oh, Collateral Beauty.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one. That was.
Oh, Helen Mirren is a knockout from Caligula all the way up.
Yeah, yeah.
Caligula.
There are certain, like, if I look at my career as a performer and an actor and whatnot, there's a list of people that I hope to get to work with one day, and not most of my list, but a good majority of my list are just impossible now because they've all passed.
Yeah.
But I would love to be in a film with Helen Mirren, have one scene just to just so I could say I was in a movie with Helen Mirren.
Oh, it's total gilf. I know it's so Chad of me to say, but God, that woman is a stunner. Oh, I would idol. I saw a picture of her back when she was doing promotion for Caligula, and I was like, I'm just smitten. I'm just like, oh, classic Hollywood beauty. God dang it! I'm saying, reminded me of like Lana Turner and the old schools. Just Audrey Hepburn. God, she just had a way about her. Let me see here. What the hell is going on in the live chat? Because we're sitting here talking about this stuff, and apparently, yes, Charlie Welch, apparently you're right. Yes. So, Tangela, do you do anything other than cruise around looking for streams to interrupt? You aren't converting anyone here. And then he's going back and forth about, what is this crap? They need to be, wait, let's say, Tangelo is just so wrong on so many levels. Commander Darklight, Christ paid even for the sins of Hitler. He could be in heaven if he did repent in the bunker. That is some twisted ass shit. So, Charlie Wells, you are correct. Diane Lane is a gilf. Oh God, I fell for her in Lonesome Dove. Ooh. What the hell? Let's see. Yes. Okay, I would agree, Darylyn. Religion is a business that is based on a fictional book. Sounds exactly Scientology. Pretty much. It's pretty much where or organized religion comes from. I don't mind at all that people are spiritual. It's okay. We're just playing with our idiots. I don't mind that people are spiritual. I don't care what people believe. I don't. I care when people start acting like those beliefs give them the power, give them the right to interfere with other people's lives or to make other people's lives more difficult. When you start dictating who people can love, who people can associate with, what they can wear, how they can act, what they can do, how they can express their feelings, when you start engaging in behavioral control and in thought control and emotional control, and you think that your beliefs give you the right to do that, that is where I draw the line. That is where I say, no, believe what you want to believe. I don't care. Do not come over and try to disrupt another person's life or make their lives hell or more difficult just because you don't like the fact that they don't believe what you believe. Otangelo, you do not have the market share on believing in shit that isn't real. Okay? Flat earthers probably have the lion's share of believing in shit that's not real. Okay? And not to mention, it's already been demonstrated, Otangelo, you're dishonest, and I can prove it by one very simple thing. It's not by all your quote mining. It's not by all of the crap that you pull. It's really, really simple. You're a young earth creationist, but you're not a flat earther, which means you accept the science that the earth is not flat, but you reject the science about the age of the earth. Okay? This means that you cherry pick the science you want to believe, and you cherry pick the scripture that you want to accept. You are dishonest. And this whole bullshit, prove God's existence is not real, that's not on us, sir. We don't make the claim that this thing exists. You do. You make the positive claim that God exists. You will not shift the burden of proof to the atheist. That is your problem. We will say we don't know, we don't believe until we have evidence to support the belief, or until we have evidence that justifies our knowledge. So no, sir. The burden of proof is on you. And everybody in this chat understands that you are shifting the burden of proof, because that's all you can do. That's what you do. That's what Darth does. That's what all you precept motherfuckers out there do, is you shift the burden of proof, because that's all you can do. You shift the burden of proof, and then you beg the fucking question. God exists because God exists because God exists. You know, and
exactly.
Sorry, you've got nothing. You have nothing. Believe what you want. I don't care. I'm not trying to deconvert you. I want you to think critically. That's all I want you to do. If you think critically and come to the same conclusion, congratulations. Go enjoy your life. I don't care. What I do care is when you come in and try to make people's lives miserable, or do things like this. We're not even having a religious stream. There's nothing in this that indicated that we were discussing religion today. And yet you had to come in here and run your fucking mouth and make it all about you. Check yourself, Otangelo. Look at yourself from an objective position. Gauge your behavior and the responses of the people around you. Maybe they just don't want you at the party.
And on that note,
Otangelo, I'm sorry. It is. I don't care. It's not about me. I don't care what you think if we need to be saved. In our minds, what we believe, we don't need to be saved because we weren't born broken. Not a soul in this. I use a term hyperbolically. I don't believe in souls. Not a person in this damn chat was born broken. No one here is born with some sentence hanging over their heads.
I was born broken. My knees were like hypoextended naturally in the womb, so now they're all fucked up. But I don't think that's what you're talking about.
Not everyone in here was born a mutant like Johnny O. Okay.
Ouch.
No one in here was born broken. No one in here was born with a sentence hanging over their heads. No one in here has the necessity to bow to something that was made, that for all we can tell was made up by something, by other people, to try and assuage our fears about the future, about what we don't, about things we don't know. So no, Otangelo, I will never tell a human being that they were born broken, that they were born in the wrong, that the sins of some imaginary being hang over their heads, when this imaginary being, if it did exist and is defined as such, would have the power to instantiate a world where that wasn't the fucking case. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. Your argumentation is bad. Your dishonest is absolute fuck, and you fail to answer a very, very simple question. You define God as all-powerful and all-knowing, omniscient and omnipotent. The question is, an omniscient, omnipotent being, all manner of testing, all manner of experience, anything is arbitrary in the face of an all-powerful, all-knowing entity. God could have instantiated a world where suffering did not exist. Free will does exist because he's all-powerful. He can literally make a world where evil and suffering did not exist. Everyone's got free will, and we all have the knowledge pre-baked into us from the very start. He could have done that, but he doesn't. But he knows everything to the end. So I'm sorry, dude. This logical contradiction, you cannot get yourself around it. So Until you can answer that question, you can address that, which you can't, because that's why it's called the Epicurean riddle. That's why it's the Epicurean trilemma, the problem of evil. You cannot get around it. And then when you omnipotent has been defined, no, Tangelo, it's in the fucking definition. You're not going to argue fucking semantics here, okay? You know what omnipotent means: omnipotent, all powerful, done. If you have a problem with fucking with etymology, that's on you, son. Okay. However, I am not going to go off like PhD Toba. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to scream at Otangelo.
PhD Toba?
Or was it Krakatoni? Was it another? These are the new nicknames for Tony. It was either Krakatoni. I think Krakatoni's cute. I called him PhD Toba because Toba is the one that almost wiped all of humanity off the earth. So, Otangelo, then if your God is not omnipotent, then he's not God, and he can't do anything. Then I will just appeal to the laws of logic, because the laws of logic supersede God, and the laws of logic, and the universe itself, because the universe itself is the ontology for everything that exists within the universe. Everything in the universe could not exist if there was not a universe for it to exist in. So I will appeal to the ontology of the universe, and I will appeal to the laws of logic, which help us to make distinctions between things. That's all I need to appeal to. I don't need the additional baggage of your bullshit God saying that I'm broken from birth. Fuck that motherfucker.
Well, now that we have, we are here now.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, Otangelo has annoyed me enough. I mean, I have said on multiple things, Otangelo will be up in my DMs like some, throwback who just can't get enough. Just going off about trying to win a debate that he lost weeks ago. Constantly throwing various shit at me, constantly throwing misquoted crap at me or quote mine bullshit at me. He's like, "Oh, I win on this one." I'm too fucking annoyed to actually do your voice appropriately, Otangelo. So yeah, it's obnoxious as shit. Now I haven't blocked him because I'm not going to be the one to block somebody. I want records of what people are trying to say to me. So I haven't blocked him, and I don't intend to block him, because when you block, even when somebody's obnoxious, when you block them, that's the end of it. Number one, you end all manner of potentially coming to common ground. Which sometimes, you can, but I hate ending the possibility. And number two, when you block somebody, you lack you basically take away the ability for them to display to everybody them hanging themselves with their own rope, which I got no problem with. Let Otangelo hang himself with his own rope. There's not it's redonkulous. Look at the people responding to you, Otangelo. You could literally stand in the middle of a crowd and yell, "They're all going to hell." They could all tell you that we don't believe you, and you'd be like, "Oh, you're all still going to hell," like this. They don't want you around, man. They don't. Read the fucking room. Go hang out with abusive Darth, who will parasitically latch onto you for the narcissistic supply that you give him. Go hang out with him. Go hang out with Tone Lock. Go hang out with Criminalized Abortion Now. Go hang out with Parakeet. And you guys can go circle jerk each other until the fucking cows come home and your God deigns to show up. Okay?
Cows come home.
Cows. I don't care.
Sorry.
Okay? I don't care. You've aggravated me and annoyed me to the point that I could not care anymore. All you're doing at this point is just aggravating the piss out of me. But I will let you keep talking. I will, because as evidenced in the live chat, you're a fucking idiot. I don't have a dinger, unfortunately.
Ding. Sorry.
Ding. There we go. All of that. Tangelo, you have been a part of that crew because Tom Rabbit has a channel, you dumbass.
All right. We're getting a little angry. What am I doing over here?
Tangential bullshit. Yeah, well, exactly, Beaver. See, yeah. You were just hanging yourself. Hot comeback. Were you keeping that one on the back burner just in case you needed to use it? Fucking hell, man. No, if I needed a Snickers, I would be PhD Tony right now. It's like, PhD Tony, calm down. you get like this when you're hungry, and he eats a Snickers, and he turns into me. Ah, thanks. You get a little angry when you're hungry. Ah, thanks.
That's funny.
Oh,
geez, we've had a lot of fun. We had some fun here.
This has been fun. This has been good.
Yeah. It's almost 10 o'clock.
It is almost 10 o'clock, but we are not constrained by people living in Australia who have to go Betty by.
No, we are constrained by people who live in Fort Worth North, who have children who need to eat breakfast.
That's why you got married.
Ooh.
so that she can feed them.
Whoa.
Do not tell her I said that.
It's a good thing my headphones are on.
Oh, the African Humanist. Oh, pleasure. Thank you for coming in. It says, I'm new to your chats, and Otangelo is worth ignoring. He is. He is absolutely worth ignoring. Yes, Monkey in the Works. I will stop digging. I promise. I will stop digging. I was just riffing on. I absolutely adore Mama Tega. She is an absolute blast. I love hanging out with her. So, Otangelo, God, you're an idiot. Thanks for not ignoring me. No, she was. Oh God, at this point, he's a troll. He's got to be just a troll, right? I can look at that response right there. I can write him off as a troll.
I mean, look here. I gotta choose my words carefully here, because
why?
I don't want to be lynched by the chat here. Here's the thing. I understand what Otangelo is attempting to do. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with his tactics. But I understand what he's trying to do. And JL, it's working, right? He's getting a rise out of you.
So he's a troll.
Yeah.
That's what a troll does.
I mean, that's kind of what a troll does. But, there's not necessarily...
wow.
What?
Right there.
No, it didn't take us almost half an hour to get it, Otangelo. We were just entertaining. We were being charitable. We get it. We understand. Like I said, we understand what you're trying to do. It's not a difficult thing when you walk up onto to an overpass or a bridge, and then you pop out and say hi. We get what you're doing. It's not an effective use of your time, I don't think, Otangelo.
You mean hello? Give me your cash so you can cross the bridge.
I think this is not. I know you think it's a good use of your time, but it really isn't a good use of your time, because there are places to preach the word of God. And I know what you're going to say. Well, I'm supposed to go into all places, especially ones that don't agree with me, ones that are hostile environments and whatnot. And yeah. I understand that. But you've got to think about the effective nature of what you're doing. How effective is it for you to come into a live stream side chat and try and convert people, or not even trying to convert people, but try to engage one of the live hosts in a back and forth or a debate to prove your side of whatever it is? I don't care. It doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't really matter what you're trying to say. It's just the effectiveness of your tactics. How effective is that going to be? And if the answer is not effective at all, which it is, then you've got to realize that you're not doing anything other than giving us free content to riff on. Because ultimately, when we, the two hosts who are live and people can hear our voices and see our faces, decide that you no longer have a voice in the side chat, not saying that we're going to block you or kick you, but when we ultimately say, hey, look, we're not going to talk about what's going on in the side chat concerning this person anymore, you're finished. You can continue with the side chat, folks, but you're not. I mean, it's just not effective. It's not an effective use of your time. I think there are better ways to get what you want to get accomplished.
Commander Darklight. Oh, he's fucking. I was And Charlie Welch said, like flat earthers, they may actually think they can change the entire paradigm via YouTube side chats. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm good there. I'm solid there. It's not. I mean, I had the debate. It's done. Yes, this is true. I won't kick him, but I don't control the people's behavior. You go for it. Ding! Unleash the hounds. Get him.
Like I said, I know JL. I know I trust my mods on my channel. JL trusts his mods on his channel. There's a reason why you have moderator powers. If you abuse them, they'll take them away. But like I said, I don't necessarily have a problem with what Otangelo is doing because I know how to ignore it. I know how to focus my attention on things that interest me. But again, that's me. I'm not saying that you have to be like me. I'm JL. I'm not in any way, shape, or form criticizing what you're doing. So, that's all I'll say about that. That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I have to say about that. And Random Explorer, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. It says, and now for something completely different. Yes, something completely different.
That was Saturday Night Live, right?
That was Monty Python.
Monty Python.
Yeah. And now for something completely different.
Different.
From the Ministry of Funny Walks.
Yeah.
These guys are fucking amazing. God, they were brilliant.
I don't know, for some reason there's some funny shit in Monty Python. Don't misunderstand what I'm about to say. I just never could get into it. Like the Holy Grail and the Life of Brian and all this. I'm like, oh, okay. Again, funny. There's some funny shit in there. It's just like as a whole package. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Dude, Monty Python, brilliant. I thought Life of Brian is also really, really good. I love Monty. I'm a huge fan of Monty Python. Grew up with that, and of course, Monty Python's Flying Circus. Python's Flying Circus, and absolutely adore it. My first performance on a stage ever in my entire life. When I was given it was like I took a theater course. I took a theater class in high school, and I was up on stage. This is my first time ever performing on stage by myself. I'd done a couple of school plays. Right. They were like more like assembly. They weren't like theater. The first time I ever did anything, I was up on stage and I did the parakeet speech, the parakeet sketch, and I played both sides. So I was the shopkeeper, and then I was the guy like this, and I went back and forth with the lines. That's how I fell in love with theater. That's how I fell in love with being on stage, and I absolutely adore
That's actually kind of a cool. That is a really cool way to. As a one-man show, taking two parts like that, especially like that, like those two parts, and putting them together and making it a one-person show, that actually would be a really good exercise for a theater class.
Mm-hmm. And I love it. Now, Michael Palin and John Cleese in that sequence is absolutely fucking.
I mean, again, John Cleese is my favorite part about all the Monty Python stuff.
John Cleese is my Patronus.
John Cleese is definitely if it weren't for John Cleese, Monty Python wouldn't be to me it wouldn't be worth even a cursory glance at, because there are certain people that just make the show or make the group or make the performance, and that would be the one.
I would say, Fish Called. Fred Knotts is correct. The Fish Called Wanda, great film. Yes, that film was absolutely amazing. Kevin Kline, oh god damn, what a talent.
Kevin Kline has, I don't know what he has. He's got I don't know if he's I don't know what it is. I don't know what contract he signed with who, but he's always intriguing, engaging, and steals whatever show he's in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even I'm trying to think, what would you say his worst film was?
His worst film?
Yeah. What would you say Kevin Kline's worst film?
Oh, Kevin Kline's worst film.
This is an easy one.
Oh, hang on a sec. Hang on.
Spiders. Mechanical spiders.
Okay, so Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Yeah, him, Will Smith,
Right.
Kenneth Branagh, in the weirdest role I've ever, whatever. Yeah, that was strange.
But if you think about his performance was a redeeming quality of that film.
True.
It was a redeeming quality about that film. It was
I mean,
one thing that
for
made it
being a Will Smith vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, it was one thing about that movie that you couldn't hate on. Like, oh, this rest of this movie is garbage, but Kevin Kline is fucking amazing. Everything he does, he's good.
I love him. I mean, obviously, Dave. I think Dave is probably his best film. Fish Call 1 is good, but I loved him in Dave. His chemistry with everyone in that movie was phenomenal, especially Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, that's one thing I do like about Kevin Kline. His ability to have chemistry with just about anybody that he works with.
Oh, Glover was right. In and Out, him and Tom Selleck. Although
fuck Tom Selleck.
Although it aggravates you to me, Tom Selleck without a mustache bothers me for some reason.
Yeah,
it really does.
Yeah, there are certain people like me. I can't shave anymore. I just can't do it. Like I can't take a job that would make me shave because no, Tom Selleck's the same way. It's like, dude, you've had that mustache since you were born.
Tony Regime. JL and Johnny O, have you seen The Secret Policeman's Ball? So, Johnny, do you like movies about gladiators?
He was in a movie with Hayden Christensen where I didn't hate Hayden Christensen's performance because I thought it was spot on. Like, so if you take a look at Hayden Christensen, like his whole range is that whiny crybaby teenager.
You see Hayden reading the script. Wait a minute. This character is like a block of wood. Exactly, Hayden.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. But if you look at all of his performance, that's his range. Whiny, angsty, teenaged crybaby. That's his range. And he was in a movie, and I forgot. I think it's called Life as a House. Hey, get down. Oh, there she is. It's called Life as a House, and that's all that was all he's supposed to play was this, crybaby, angsty little kid, and it worked. But it had Kevin Kline. Who else was in there? Mary Steenburgen, yeah. Who else was in it? I can't remember, but yeah, it was really good. I like that one. What are you trying to do? You trying to show me your shirt? Wait.
The shirt?
It says, well, I can't see.
Is that the Datalorian?
The Datalorian. It has my name on it. Wait.
That's cool.
Somewhere on there. Oh, well.
Hey, mini plot hole. What's up, sweetness? How ball is y'all? Did you look like you just woke up?
Good morning.
Yeah, that's morning voice.
Ouch. I am going to just annihilate that dog. My goodness, I got to trim his nails. No, I'm not going to annihilate him. I'm going to trim his nails because
we got nail trimmers from Gma.
You got nail trimmers from Gma? Oh, you gonna get some breakfast?
Hayden, basic trigonometry. Hayden Christensen, the male Kristen Stewart.
Yes, we have some.
Although I will say this, I will give Kristen Stewart. Given how much hate she gets, obviously because she was pants in Twilight and she's having a difficult time getting away from that. She's had a few performances
because that's all she can do. She's
had a few performances that I have to give her some credit in. I have seen improvement in her technique. I've seen improvement in her acting.
When did Twilight first come out? What was
like
2000 or something?
So yeah, 20 years ago,
it's taken her 20 years to move the notch a half a point.
It may have taken her time, but I do see improvement in her acting. In some of the movies that she does, some of the indie stuff has given her a chance to really flex her wings. But I will say this: her performance in Underwater was solid because it wasn't all on her. She wasn't the driving focus of the film, and she wasn't a plot device. She was a member of a team. That was an ensemble picture that opened with Kristen Stewart and then ended with Kristen Stewart. That's all that was. So she was literally kind of a framing narrative. It began with her, but the story wasn't her character centric. It was the team, and I liked that. Right. And when she works with other people, she does well. So
and so those types of characters or those type of actors have to have if they're not a part. Ouch, baby.
Sorry.
If they're not a part of an ensemble piece, they don't work. They suck. They're terrible because they're one dimensional, and that's the problem. She's one dimensional. So what we're talking about here is her performance in underwater. Hang on a second.
Yeah.
We're talking about her performance in underwater as being transformative, not transformative, but being different than what she'd already done. No, what we just said is that her performance is the same. She hasn't changed as an actress. We just put her in a situation where that character works, which is exactly what I'm talking about with Hayden Christensen in this movie Life as a House. Instead of trying to say, hey, we need to put him in the Hamlet role, or not the Hamlet, we need to put him in the this role where it's, you know, regal and, you know, no, let's just put him in the role that he's built for, and that's the angsty, whiny teenager. Let's put Kristen Stewart in the role that she's made for, and that's the emotionless bored. Let's make her the tree. Every place needs a tree. What are you doing? Oh, they can't see. Well, okay, they can see that. This is what you wanted me to show you. Look, unicorn taking a shit.
Oh, dang. Let me see here. Okay. I apologize about that. Daryl M. Does not wish to hang if Otangelo is going to be free to run around in the chat. Like I said, the moderators have the opportunity to time him out if he says something that, you know, deserves him getting timed out. If he's just going to rant and run his mouth, he can do that. I'm not going to shut him down for doing it. But if he breaks the rules and and starts going after somebody or insults somebody, feel free to shut him down immediately. But I don't want to be one of those channels that just shut someone down just because I don't like what they're saying. I support the freedom of speech. And one of the biggest tests of supporting the freedom of speech that you support is that you support the shit that you would stand against, you know, to your dying breath. And I will stand against what he says, but he has the right to say it until he crosses the line and makes somebody uncomfortable, or if he runs his mouth and insults somebody, then you can shut him down. Yeah, when it becomes Glober Mom is right. When it gets toxic, shut it down. But until then, I gotta respect his right to open his mouth and, you know, have talky word things come out. So
how's that go again?
Talky word stuff.
Talky word stuff.
Talky word stuff. I gotta respect that. But if it gets toxic, drop the hammer. You have absolutely my permission to do it. If it goes in that direction, boom, boom. And Commander Dark, that's right. We could just ignore him. Sound advice.
Sound advice from a guy who dresses up as a commander. As Master Chief, yeah.
And I do believe that people out there, you can't individually block him if you don't want to see his stuff. You can individually shut him down. So I'm just not going to shut him down on the channel. I mean, until he crosses the line. Got to wait for him to do that, unfortunately. Yep. Just one of those things. Yes, Sir Little Wolf, ready the hammer. So you want me to put the hammer down?
Ready thine hammer. Be like those stupid monsters in Resident Evil 5, I think it is.
Oh, the big ass giant hammer axe things. They was like, when did they even make that? and there are more than one.
Yeah, what happened to that Resident Evil series? It started off okay.
Yeah.
The first one was okay, and then they quickly went to shit. I mean, it's just like they did a hard, like Paul W.S. Anderson said, how can I just completely create nothing but clickbait films? And that's exactly what he did. Like, I've watched most of these films from the first to, I think, what are there now? 7 of them? 6 or 7 of them? I can't remember. I think it's 6. And they're stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, they're bad. They're terrible. We're doing all this Matrixy shit, and you know, it's like this wasn't cool when the Matrix did it.
Let me see. Sorry, I was looking at the live chat, and apparently someone said that Otangelo said something quite disgusting. And I want to see it for myself. I actually want to see the quote. And apparently, what what he said is he challenged Bob Nodell's gyroscope and said, based on what moral standard is slavery wrong?
The fact that it's not cool to fucking own people.
Yeah.
Period.
That owning people.
If I have to explain that one of why slavery is not cool, why slavery is immoral, then we can't have an intelligent conversation, period.
Yeah.
It just can't happen.
There's got to be something on it. And I understand that you want to derive your morals from. I understand that he wants to derive his morals from some being. I derive my morals from myself, and I agree to the moral frameworks that are decided upon by our society. This is why we elect our leaders. This is why our laws can change. They are arbitrary, yes, but they are the frameworks that we agree to live by if we want to stay in the society that is the social contract. If I want to live here and enjoy the freedoms and benefits of living here, I agree to live by these standards. That's it. And if I go to another country, those standards can change. So that's the arbitrary nature of it. But I love this country. I love living in this country. I love the benefits of this. I do not want to lose my freedom, which they will readily take away from me if I decide that I don't want to do this. So I agree to the social contract, and I keep my nose out of trouble, and I enjoy all the benefits, like being able to do shit like this all the time. So this is fantastic stuff. It's arbitrary. Yeah, we believe it's arbitrary. We have no reason to believe there's any kind of objective standard out there that in the face of the cosmos, once human beings are extinct, that'll be it. The things that we value are subjective. It's very simple. This is very easy to demonstrate. And I know I'm kind of speaking to Otangelo, but not really. I'm just, okay, Otangelo, I think that may be it. The N word had a different moral code. Who are you to tell the N's that they were wrong? You're done.
When you systematically exterminate people, that's wrong. See, that the funny thing is, you will adamantly attack people who don't believe that, or who believe in abortion, telling them that's wrong. But
yeah,
you'll half-heartedly defend what the German regime of the late 20s, 30s, well, 30s and 40s did. I'm sorry. That's just.
Yes, Monkey in the Works, you are correct. We did the minute Godwin's law comes into play, I'm done. It offers nothing. All it's designed to do is inflame. You could have said you could have made the exact same point and said like Genghis Khan, or any of the conqueror that swept across the Eurasian continent and slaughtered 100,000 in order to bring their way of life to other countries. You could say anything. The only reason you bring up the N's and the TR is and the big H is because he wants to inflame. That's
You're
it.
Trying to and
that's it.
It's like stop.
So yeah, hey Captain Welsh, good to see you. Thank you so much for popping in today. And that was he did it. He must have done it on purpose.
I don't see that right there. Just tells people that you have no real argumentation ability. You have no ability to debate when you have to resort to those levels to inflame. Like, I mean, when I got into it with Darth Dawkins, I got into it simply to give him what he gave people.
Yeah.
What he gives people all the time. I wasn't there to actually debate him. I wasn't there to do anything other than pick up the shit that he was flinging at me and fling it right back. And I succeeded in doing that.
And he's got a freaking sock account in here. Great. Where is he at? He got blocked. So Tangelo G. Great. So now. I don't want to refresh the page.
Well, here's the thing. I don't need an objective moral standard coming from God telling me that stuff was bad. I don't need that. I can tell you that per the social contracts and per the fact that systematically wiping people out is wrong.
No, hang on a sec. Oh, dang, what did I fucking do? Oh, hang on a sec. This thing bounced around.
You got Chris O instead. Hang on, Chris O.
Hang on, Chris O. Dan, the thing jumped on me. I don't know what the fuck I did. Oh, how do I fix that? How do I fix that?
I think you have to go to your studio.
In my settings?
I think
or
so.
The YouTube.
The YouTube. You have to go to YouTube Studio. I think you do. Or can you not see where it says? Yeah, I think you have to go through there and then look through. I forget where it's at. Hang on a second. I'll tell you. So if you're in YouTube Studio, you go down to settings and then you go to, I think it's permissions. No, community. So you go to community and then you should have automated filters should be hidden users. Under hidden users, you just find his name and then just take it off of that. It should help.
And
you gotta go to YouTube Studio.
Okay, yeah, I'm going there now. So here, YouTube Studio. I'm learning so many things this morning.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to.
You should have your channel, right? It's under your channel analytics. Yeah. All that stuff. Go all the way down to settings. See where it says settings and then send feedback. Bottom left corner.
Analytics, and I like that. View more known YouTube issues. I was like comments, videos, analytics.
It should be at the very bottom.
I'm looking on my mobile. Maybe I need to look at it.
Oh no, you can't do it on mobile. Yeah. You have to do it on desktop.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, apparently he's back. So Chris O is back. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Commander Darklight. I don't know what he's able to undo. Thank you, mods. This is mods here. Yeah, sorry about the Chris O. It was, you were right next to something that Otangelo said, and it kind of moved on me, and I accidentally against you. I swung and I was like and then I accidentally hit you. I pulled the John Rapp. So so I do apologize. Hey, Night Noodler, good to see you. Thank you for joining us this morning. And anybody else I missed? I know some other people have come in. Sorry, Chris O. Again, I apologize. I feel so bad. I just went full GURPS on the fucking.
I'm gonna kill them all. Yeah.
Oh, there he is again, Otangelo's vlog, and I'll make sure I'm doing it right this time.
No more accidentals.
Oh, dang! It keeps saying an error has occurred.
Somebody else has done it already.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, yeah. Mods, do your thing. I don't have your mods for a reason. I don't have to focus on it. You guys can shut his ass down. Feel free. He wants to espouse that fascist authoritarian bullshit on. It's not going to happen. No.
I get what he's trying to say. I understand what he's trying to say. That we have no objective moral reason to say why that it's wrong, and he does. But I don't need an objective moral reason to tell me that is wrong. I don't need one. I don't require God to know that it's not cool to systematically murder people.
Does he not get that if there is thank you, Glober Mom. Yes, I appreciate it. I'll let the mods handle it. Does he not understand that an omniscient, omnipotent being, that it can alter the standards of its morals at any point in time? If it, one day it could say that this is wrong, the next day it could say that this is right, now that something else is wrong. That being has the ability to change its moral standards at any point in time, which means that the moral standards that it implements are subjective to it. Because nothing is saying that the being can't change those moral standards. That being can change those moral standards on a whim, because it's all powerful and it's all knowing. So it's subjective to that being as well. It's whatever the authority is implementing. It's subjective to whatever the authority is laying down and saying, this is the moral framework by which you will live. This is the social contract by which you will abide. So there you go.
Simple. Little. Yellow.
Little, yeah. That man with fucking Nuprin. Nuprin. Little, yellow, different.
Different. Yeah. That's gotta have some fun somewhere. But
Globe Mom said, just like Q's moral standards, he did whatever he wanted. This is true. God, I love that scene. What can I do? It's just like, I'm powerless. I have nothing. And when he was made human by the collective, and it was like, what do I have to do to prove it to you people? Then Worf, die. That is one of my favorite scenes from TNG.
Angelo, how many sock accounts do you have, buddy?
Lots, because he gets blocked on lots of them. But what the hell was it? Yeah, it's who did it say? Danny 3648. Thank you. Good to see you this morning. Thanks for popping in.
Yes, second best Bob. He arrived early or after yesterday, early yesterday afternoon.
Yeah, I think it was early yesterday. Yeah.
And somebody asked where they could find that exchange between myself and Dawkins. I'm not sure. I know it's on the internet, on YouTube somewhere. I just don't remember where. I think I had a link, but I've forgotten it.
Oh, what do I have to do to prove it to you people? Die. oh, very funny, Worf. Eat any good books lately? Fucking John Delancey was just, that dude is a legend. That is an autograph I want in my collection. I want to meet John Delancey. I haven't had the opportunity. So, Beaver C says, now that Otangelo is gone, would Johnny O's children be called Cheerios?
Cheerios. Jeez. You uncalled. I'm just kidding.
Chris Jeremy says, yeah, I think the morals came first and the book was written. Actually, when it comes to the Bible, Hammurabi Code, the Hammurabi Code existed for 300 years prior to Moses having his event at Mount Sinai. So, and if you line the two of them up, there are way too many similarities between the Hammurabi Code and the Levitical law that Moses handed down, or was supposedly handed to Moses. If you line them up and you go across, you realize, wow, there's way too many coincidences for that to have just been. So in essence, what I think the scholastic conclusion is that Moses, if he existed, or whoever Moses was, that Levitical law essentially was adapted from the Hammurabi Code and basically adapted and adjusted, or kind of like evolved for the Jews. So they took what worked there, what they understood and they knew that had been going on for 300 years, and they just changed. Just like laws change from society to society, they needed a framework of rules. They needed a framework of laws to live by, and the only thing they had to operate off of was the Hammurabi Code. So they just took what they knew and they adjusted it and adapted it to fit their belief structure. And that's how legal frameworks, that's how moral frameworks get made. Completely subjective. You line the two up together and you look at them, it's like, these are disturbingly similar. So, which means that the whole event on Mount Sinai didn't happen. Moses didn't go up to Mount Sinai and get all this crap beamed into his head, or speak to anything supernatural like burning bushes and shit. No, it didn't happen. The Mount Sinai event did not occur. Moses copied most of what Levitical law is from the Hammurabi Code.
Oh, okay.
You line it up, the evidence just basically says, boom, there you go.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, mods, feel free to shut him down. He's not going to hijack this stream.
Oh, like I said, I'm not going to speak on it anymore. I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing.
Oh, this is interesting. Global Mom says, I found Supreme Leader streams with the video title Darth Dawkins exposes the plot hole live. And in parentheses, and J.L. Warren.
Of course. That's the funniest thing about all that is they often conflate you and I as the same person.
That is weird. That is strange. We don't even sound alike.
No, we don't sound alike. We don't look anything alike. I mean, I guess other than the fact that we both have amazing beards. I just think it's funny. Like, oh,
look at the guy with the white beard. It's not the same color.
Yeah, I mean, mine's catching up. You know, I'm getting there, but
I've got this like this thing right here.
You have like the fullness where I don't have the fullness. I go where I can, but it's funny because during that whole exchange, he kept on about something that you said. You know, I was like, dude, you got a problem with something? J.L. Warren said, take it up a fucking jail. I'm not J.L. How many times I can tell you that I'm not J.L. Warren?
Yeah, I don't think he can tell the two of us apart. I think he's that progressed in his age that he's kind of like, they're just big bearded guys. That's all I fucking know.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that whole interaction is that his complaint was, and a lot of people said, well, all the plot hole did was lie and double down on it. And no, I didn't. The funny thing is, he asked a question, I answered it, and he kept asking the question, and I kept answering it the same way that I asked it. It doesn't matter. Like, and I kept telling me, look, this doesn't matter. The question you're asking is irrelevant. Demonstrate how it's incorrect, and this you can hear me say this clearly. So demonstrate how it's incorrect. I will apologize for saying it, and we can move on. But that wasn't the point. The point wasn't to demonstrate how it was incorrect. The point was to try and tear me down, put me down as a person. And like I said, I don't give a fuck what he thinks about me. I don't give a fuck what those idiots think about me. Never have, never will. The whole idea was to get in there and just to fling shit at him, and I did.
Second best Bob says it's the beards and glasses. You're practically twins. Oh, twinsies. We're twinsies. And Johnny's like, no.
That's fine. I don't. You know what? Hey, people want to conflate the two of us. That's fine. We're both talented individuals. We both, we're both talented. No, I'm kidding. You know, like I said, I don't have a problem with people thinking that I'm JL Warren, but I just think it's funny that his whole deal was, we're gonna, like, no, not gonna do that. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
That's not how anything works. Yes, Odin Stan. And I did see Odin Stan. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for popping in. And I saw you too. Where did you go? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from?
Got Joe.
Dang it. I saw him earlier. Where the hell did he go? Oh, dang it. Oh, Stevie B. I saw Stevie B in the chat. So welcome to the live chat. But yes, what has he said? Yes, Odin Stan, I did see your comment when you commented on that video. Yes, you are correct. That is absolute, when tangential bullshit and interacted with Pine Creek during that deal. He said it pretty much comes down to whatever the Bible says. If the Bible said the earth was billions of years old, he'd accept that it was billions of years old, but the Bible doesn't, so he doesn't accept it. So yeah, he's dishonest from the get-go. Absolutely. It was absolute. We can now say that he is demonstrably dishonest. He literally has admitted to it. So there's no point engaging someone on any level if he's just going to be patently I got chastised for how I said patently. I said patently dishonest in his presentation.
Tomato.
Yeah. Let me see. The big question: whose dick is bigger? Mine. I guarantee it.
I don't know.
I had to put the Men's Warehouse thing on there. Mine. I guarantee it.
I have no idea because I don't need to measure dicks.
There you go. I don't need to.
I don't have that desire to know anything about JL's dick. Or
well, not between you and me.
I'm kidding.
No! Wait, no! Oh, I get it. Okay, no, it's a Boondock Saints reference. Who's older? It's like, who's older? The one with the bigger cock.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm teasing, of course.
Let's see. Tony Regime says, JL Warren, serious question. What size t-shirt would you get from Teespring, and how much longer are the kink shaming shirts available for? The kink shaming shirts, the kink shaming cannibal shirts will be available until the end of August. I decided. Because we are working on.
I need to get one.
Yeah, we're working on the artwork for the next shirt, and so the end of August is where we have it set up. So you can look for it there. And number one, I got to tell them this. What size shirt would I get? I would get a double XL because I like arm movement, and because I didn't want to. I mean, I am a bigger dude, but I'm not. The problem is that when I move my arms around, I don't like shit getting caught on my shoulders. My shoulders are really, really broad. Yeah. So when I go like this, I don't like the shirt being tight in the back. I like lots of movements around the sides.
Yeah.
So I typically get double XL because it has a lot of breathing room, and I like to sleep in my t-shirts. And when I sleep in a double XL, it's comfy. It's not tight.
Yeah, for sure.
I like them when they breathe. Let's see. The Shalom says the Halloween shirts. We may end up doing something like that, but look for more. Obviously, there'll be more limited edition shirts in the future. And don't forget, September, season 3 begins. September, we have the season finale for season 2, and season 3 kicks off, and you'll get to see the new season 3 artwork. God, I am dying to show it to you guys. the new season 3 artwork for Weekend Horror.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about it, to be honest.
It's literally just sitting there, and I want so badly for people to see it. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I recently dropped all the prices in the Teespring store to the lowest that I can possibly make them. So all
they're
the prices
asking for a link, by the way.
Oh, to the Teespring?
Yeah.
Link to the token. Darklight just messaged me. This is the reason I asked about the dragons. Oh, fucking A. Oh, holy shit. He's got Michael Wellen pieces too. Nice. Yes, Commander Darklight. I don't know if you can hear me. He just messaged me and showed me a picture of his dragons. Very sweet. I have a Michael Wellen number 1 and a Michael Wellen number 3. I got a 1 and a 3. I didn't manage to get my hands on the other ones, but I have a 1 and 3, which is I'm particularly proud of. I love those things. Let me see here. Yes, I go to the Discord channel and go to the Discord server and look up Weekend Horror links. And then I will copy this, copy link. And I like to dictate what I'm doing as I do it.
It's because we're old. That's how it works.
Hopefully that shows. Does it show?
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, just want to make sure. So yeah,
there was a time there where, god damn,
shut him down. I think he just made that one.
I think so, because it was a while before the last one on this one. But there's a. Will you stop it? I love you, yes, but my goodness, you're such a needy dog. But there was a while that YouTube wouldn't let even the channel owner put outside external links in, and people bitched about that one. The content creators like, dude, this bullshit, blah blah blah. I want to be able to send them to my Teespring. I want to be able to send them to you. And YouTube said, okay, cool, we'll figure that out. We'll put it back to the way it was, and they did.
Let me see here. I gotta do this. I'm actually gonna grab this. And someone said, Alpha K91, welcome to the chat. Says, I'd love to hear one or both of you debate it, Angela. Guess what, bud? I'm putting the link in there. I already did. And I hammered his ass. So feel free. There's the link. You can decide with which side, whatever. I don't know which side you fall on. Either way, it's yours to decide who won that debate. But feel free. The link is in the chat. That's where I debated him before, and I don't need to debate him again. Let's see. Stevie B says, can you do a tea mug rather than a coffee mug? Unfortunately, Teespring only offers that one mug style. So
yeah, that's true.
That unfortunately is the only mug that we can currently make.
That is one thing. The limitations on other style of merchandise. Yeah, like shirts and hoodies and stuff like that. It's great because tons of them. You don't have to go out and print a whole bunch. It really do work. Oh, and
by the way, if anybody goes and checks out the Teespring, if you have, you don't have to buy something, but if you do decide that there's a T-shirt in there that you like, or if you want to get a King Shaming Cannibal shirt, put this in here. I'm going to post it up in there so people can copy and paste it. Put in the discount code because it expires tomorrow. And I want people to get as cheap as prices they possibly can. And this is 10% additional off the prices that I dropped. So just get a discount code back to school. That discount code is good for 10% off. 10% off your order, and that is available. That will expire tomorrow. They gave me they let us know that there was that thing going on for Teespring. So if you would like to, if you see a shirt that you would like, or maybe a mug or something else, feel free to use that, and you can get an additional 10% off the prices that I already lowered as low as I can make them. Because if I lower them too low, then Teespring won't host them.
Yeah, well, we're gonna make money too.
Exactly.
Says who? I'm kidding.
So yeah, hopefully that will help to make things a little bit cheaper. Because I looked at all these friggin' T-shirt shops all over the place. I'm like, God, it's always so damn expensive. Yeah. So and I try to make them as low as possible. So. I actually have to respond to this. You don't accept a follow-up debate because you would have your ass handed over a second time. Claiming that you won the debate is just a defense tactic. Too bad. No, it's not. It's an observation of reality.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll just send people to that to just go check that debate out. I think you've got it on your channel, right?
I do.
Good. Yeah. Just go check it out on JL's channel.
As a matter of fact, it's interesting because it's on pace growing the Darth Dawkins one did.
That's cool.
So
holy crap! Speaking of, I've put out a couple of the Moorish soft sit videos, and those things are freaking. I mean, yeah, my goodness.
The Moorish one is weird. I never even heard of that. That they think that the land they live, like their homes, are sovereign, or
these guys are soft sits on steroids. We'll just put it that way. But the last two videos that I put out of dealing with the Moorish Americans, I mean, my goodness, when I put out Friday, in 2 days, almost going on 3 days, already has 5,000 views, which again, like bigger channels, like I get 5,000 views in the first 20 seconds. Cool, good for you. But for me, they are completely outperforming anything else that I've done. So
it was weird because I watched that video and I actually happened to comment. I commented in the live chat, and I want to be able to say, because it's fucking weird. It's like, look, you live in a house, and she said that her utilities are turned off, or her power was turned off, or her water was turned off. I'm not sure which one. Maybe all of them. Obviously, if her shit was turned off, she didn't pay her fucking bill.
That's what it was.
Yeah. So does she not understand what, that she may own the improvements on the house? If she owns her home, she may own the improvements on the land, which is the rents. Home. Oh, she's a fucking renter?
She's in an apartment. Yeah. This is all just a grift. It's all a grift, right? It's another soft sit grift to try and get out of having to pay. Well, this is the reason why I don't have to pay my bills. No, you still have to pay your bills, dumbass.
No, she doesn't own the property. She doesn't own any of this. She has no.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
That's fucking. They think this is Morocco. I was sitting there thinking this was her house. I was like, look, even if this was her home and they shut off her utilities for now, it was like, oh, this is my sovereign land or something like this. It's like, fine, you want it to be your sovereign land? Then you can be cut off from your water infrastructure, cut off from your power infrastructure, and cut off from your trash service. And then you can have your own little plot of land in the middle of America, and you can call it your own. Guess what? You try living in a house with no water service, trash service, electricity, or access to any of the city infrastructure. You try doing that, and you see how long you last.
I mean, you can do it if you can off grid, right? You can off grid with solar and water and all that.
That depends, because like where I lived in Allen, you can't have rain barrels. You can't have a sustainable water system. You can't do stuff like that.
But you can have well water. You can do well water as long as
I can't dig a well.
I'm not saying you could.
Well, I'm saying no. Where I was, some people may be
everywhere. No, I know. Damn it, Jay! I'm not saying everywhere. I say there are places you can go where you can do off-grid living. The problem you're going to run into is what happens when you need a little bit of boost. What happens when you need somebody to come in with the trash services? You can only burn trash. I don't know if you like. Do you enjoy burning trash? No, that shit stinks.
No, it's awful.
Yeah. And then again, yeah, right. So
literally, it's awful.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then having, so like where my mother lives, she's on well water, but because of drought conditions that are often over there, she often has problems with her well, and she's not allowed to collect more than, I think, 55 gallons of rainwater a year, because they need that to fight drought conditions.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there are certain places that even where, like you were talking about, even where you can off-grid live, you can't do certain things because restrictions.
Yeah. I would like, given how far out in the country we are, and the rain out here is pretty clean. I would like to try and set up a water capture system where I could then, purify run. I saw a deal online on YouTube where it kind of gave me an idea of what to do. You set up your like 55-gallon drums. They catch the water. There's a filtration system that's in it, and that leads to something else. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'd like to look into that. It seems interesting, just to get renewable. And I think that with a built-in filtration system in the house, I think I could get. Obviously, I wouldn't be using the city's water, and I wouldn't be relying upon the city's fucked up infrastructure when it comes to the water table. So I can just rely on the rainwater. And,
Yeah.
And then in emergencies, you can just go to the city system and just run it through the same filtration system that the rainwater comes in. But I'd like to be able to do that. I think that would be cool. Plus, Angela loves gardening. She wants to, the soil in where we are, the soil in Oklahoma is way better than the soil in Texas, because in Texas, virtually all over, North Texas, it's clay. A couple, like when you get to about 6 inches down, it just becomes clay. And that's why certain crops work in Texas, like corn, because it doesn't grow extremely deep. It grows out. And that's how the corn can sustain itself against high wind, so it doesn't snap off the taproot. It can sway as much. So corn works. Yeah, there's a lot of crops that work well in Texas, but deep-rooted ones, they don't work very well. And so up here, the soil is fantastic. And not to mention where we are, it actually happens to be the soil has a lot of nitrogen in it that is good for pretty much growing anything. And so I know Angela wants to turn a section of the backyard into an actual sustainable garden that we can pull food from. So I know she wants to do corn, strawberries, sunflowers, all kinds of cool stuff. So
yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Having an older garden is always fun.
Fresh grown corn, I miss that.
You could do hanging gardens too.
True. Yeah.
Like your herbs and whatnot.
Tomatoes.
Yep, tomatoes were fun.
Alpha Star says, Tony Regime says the best way to dispose of waste from the toilet is to have a channel full of reeds. I think about 50 foot long is enough to filter it enough to let it go into rivers. Interesting. That's
cool, but don't you have to clean the reeds every now and again?
You probably do.
That's a shitty job. Thank you. I'll let myself out.
Well, this has been a super interesting stream. I mean, I know we go in almost 3 hours. So I think it's the long. No. I have not yet. The longest stream I've ever been on was the 24-hour stream that we pulled. So that was a blast. That was 6 hours. I think was this. Yeah, that was a six times 4 is
6 hour blocks. Yeah.
Oh, Fred Knott, you are right. Fresh garden tomato on a burger. Damn, now that is heaven. Yes, sir, it is. Fresh ingredients on a hamburger is fantastic. Little Wolf, yes, you can because tomatoes are vines. You can set it up so that they can hang and they can grow up. Yep. And my wife had that set up with stakes, these large ass stakes that had netting that had give to them. And then that allowed, then that would have like these nylon nettings. And then she was able to weave the vines throughout the nylon so that the tomatoes could grow up and they could get access to more sunlight. And they weren't overshadowed by the corn, which was growing very, very tall.
Right.
So.
Oh, very nice. Fresh garden tomato on a burger. Damn. Now that is heaven. I agree. There's nothing better. There's one of the coolest things I liked about that Rodeo Goat place was they did everything. Everything was fresh. With the exception of their pickled peppers, but whatever. Who's gonna grow their own peppers, pickle them? You can't tell the difference. But yeah, all fresh stuff. That's actually the way to go.
Chris Durham, a bunch of clarinet and oboe players just puked after hearing about your use of reeds. One thing I cannot wait when Irish brings his ass down here or comes out to the States. When we go through Texas, he's going to want to go to Bonham. He's going to want to see the world's largest Bowie knife. He's good. Yeah, we got to take him there. And we got to go through, there's a steakhouse in Amarillo, or I think it's outside of Amarillo on the way there. Is it in Amarillo?
Yeah, it's in Amarillo. Yeah.
Okay,
it's in Amarillo. Every time we go to my grandmother's house.
The big giant one that it's literally like you're in the middle of nowhere. Steakhouse.
Well, no, it's no. It's not in the middle. It's it's right off of a major highway 41, I think it is.
Yeah, but it's like the biggest thing out there. It's like you can't miss it.
No. It's not. It used to be a little more remote, but it's built up over there.
Okay, that's true. I haven't been out there since I was 18.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen the area. Okay.
So I know what you're talking about, right? I remember going through even just through Wichita Falls when I was a kid. Wichita Falls was whatever, but now it's like a quarter of the size of Fort Worth is built up. It's they got all kinds of shit down there now.
Have a good one, Peter Collins. He's got a roast chicken for me. He's cooking dinner. Sounds like dinner. So have a great one. Love you, dude. It's the steakhouse where they have the big center stage, where when you're doing like their big eating challenge,
the
you get
96. Right. I forget what it's called.
I don't remember how big it is. I don't think it was Great Outdoors big.
No, it's not Great Outdoors big. It's a good sized steakhouse. I forget what it's called, but yeah, the big signs for it and everything is have the 96-ounce steak challenge. We have to eat the steak, the potato, the salad, the roll, and then I forget what else.
Speaking of eating challenges, when I go back down to Dallas, do you think I should attempt the Toddzilla?
What's the Toddzilla?
The Toddzilla challenge is from JC's Burgers, and JC's Burgers are good. They're really, really tasty. But the Toddzilla is a burger that they made. Let me see if I can get a description of this thing for you. JC's Toddzilla. So the Toddzilla, JC Burger's very own food challenge. It is the Toddzilla. Okay, so god dang, I wish I could get that picture. 1.5 pounds of cheese slathered burger, a large platter of cheesy fries, a thick creamy milkshake, the flavor of your choosing, served in the oh dang, what's the stainless steel?
Yeah.
The other thing that they actually mix it in.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember what those things are called.
It's called either.
Yeah.
Shaker
So
tin.
anyway, yeah, the shaker tin. So what is it? Dang it, I wanted to just describe it. It just said cheese slathered burger, but actually, if I can describe it, it is the burger. I don't think there's any toppings on it, except for it is 3 patties. It's a triple meat, triple cheese. So it's a triple meat, triple cheese burger.
They're right?
It's a pound and a half.
Okay.
1.5. It's 1.5 pounds. So divided by 3.
Yeah. Oh, it's 1.5 pounds total.
Yeah. So each patty's a half.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I thought I remember this, and I thought they were pound patties, but
yeah. So 1.5 pounds of burger, and it's not like it's got tomatoes and all kinds of stuff. The difficulty, and plus you got the cheese fries. Cheese fries go down pretty easily. That's okay. The burger itself is completely doable. The problem is the shake, because it's in the tin and you have to finish the whole thing. And because it's so cold, when you drink it, and the shake will fill you up and expand in your stomach. So it's difficult. And plus you can't have another drink with it. You can't like have a Diet Coke to go along with it or like water. So you eat the burger, the deal, and the shake, and then that's the Toddzilla challenge, and you get a T-shirt for doing it, and probably a double bypass 20 years later.
Double bypass, you shit yourself for a couple of days, no big deal.
So I'm curious, because I would wonder if I should do that, and then would that make good video, or would that make a good like video for my channel, or is that just just import taste?
I would do like a I don't know, like a Facebook or an Instagram post.
That'd be so bad if I tried and I failed.
That would be bad. We wouldn't think anything.
Embarrassing.
We would less of you.
Less of you. We thought you were a man. Oh, man. Night, Daryl M. Good day. Wednesdays 1:38 a.m. Need some sleep. Stay safe. Definitely, sir. You too as well. In fact, he says oxymoron, Diet Coke and a milkshake. This is true.
Diet Coke in anywhere, shape, or form near that meal.
All right. Well, it's looking like people are crashing out there. So, let's. I guess we're going for 2 hours 48 minutes. So let's go with this. Johnny, what do you got going on? What do you got coming up?
I've got the news coming up tomorrow, which will be interesting because I start a new job tomorrow, so I may not be there for my own premiere. But got the news coming up. Going to live stream sometime next week. I was doing Tuesdays, but MC Toon does Tuesdays, and it's tough to pull his crowd because he's MC Toon, and I don't want to pull his crowd. And then Weekend Horror on Wednesday. Am I doing Weekend Horror this Wednesday?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we'll have Dingleberries on Friday. That's
awesome.
Me.
Fantastic. Well, definitely. Thank you, Fred Knotts. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind hitting that like button, that really does help us. And of course, any comments or anything, well, it was good. Share, it's great. I think I'm like got like a breath away from my watch time. So hopefully, I'll get there. Anyway, looking at it, but yeah, I have a video that's about to come out. So I just got to finish up the editing on it. It's something that I jumped on and I was like, yes, I'm going to fit. It was kind of inspired by something Simon and Dad covered. So I'll have a new video coming out. The reason, and now I'm up to the point where the reason why the cult stuff, the Christianity is a Cult series is taking a minute because I need to get videos from PhD Tony, Irish Demon, and Johnny O. I have them recording something to help me out with this. And we've all been so slammed and busy that I've kind of backburned it to work on solo stuff. So I've got a new video coming out shortly. I think that you guys will enjoy. And then, of course, we have Week in Horror as normal every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. And don't forget, cool things coming up. This month, August, has a Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, we are doing a Friday the 13th marathon. So in the Discord channel where you love to watch our horror movies, Friday the 13th marathon from starting at noon all the way through, all of them good, it's going to be a blast. So you can pop in and watch anything you want. So, or watch any, stay for as long as you like or whatever. But we're doing a Friday the 13th marathon on Friday the 13th. It should be a lot of fun. And then, of course, this month, look for it. We have our 100th episode of Week in Horror on August 18th. 100 legitimate episodes that we have done of the podcast, and I am just been blown away by the support that's gotten us to this point. It's gonna be sweet. And I will be streaming Nail Gun the short in the Discord channel as well, so people will see it then. So you can come in and check that out as well. Links for any of the stuff are always in the description of any of the Week in Horror stuff, so you know where to go. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me. Other than all the tremendous amount of writing that I'm getting done because I have a bunch of projects that I need to finish up. So other than that, writing videos, Week in Horror stuff, and watching horror movies with people.
Yeah,
that's what we got.
That's what we got to do.
That's pretty much it. So I guess I don't have anything cool to outro on. I don't. But so it's at 2:51. Should we try to push to an even 3 because we're only 9 minutes away?
I don't know. Should we? We already did the outro stuff. Everybody's already taken off. We should just go. Just be like, you should just you accidentally end the stream right in the middle of somebody's sentence.
No, I don't want to do that.
That's funny though. People like
so. So which bear is the most condescending?
A panda.
You suck.
Yeah, I know that one. I know that one.
What do you call a pudgy psychic?
Oh, I know this one. A pudgy psychic.
A four-chin teller.
Four-chin teller, yeah.
That's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
How do you get a country girl's attention?
How do you get a country girl's attention?
A tractor. Come on. A tractor.
Yeah. No, I get it. It just takes me that stupid
I get it.
It just takes me that stupid Kenny Chesney song.
What did the police officer say to his belly button? You're under a vest.
Yeah. That'd be better if you would have said, what did the German police officer say to his belly button?
You're under a vest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A large medium.
A large.
Sir Wolf says these are Irish level jokes.
They are. They literally are. I went to a website called Irish Demon Jokes. This is what they've got. What did Tennessee?
Mississippi?
The same thing Arkansas.
Very good. Very good.
Let me see. What kind of drink can be bitter and sweet?
Truth?
Reality.
Yeah. Yep. Reality. Jesus Christ.
Why is the color green notoriously single?
Please continue. Continue.
Because it's so jaded.
Oh, God.
I'm easily amused.
No, these are fun. I like these ones. They're good. People thought, well, it's all cringe. Ooh, cringe. Well, yeah, that's the idea.
My boss told me to have a good day, so I went home.
Yep. Oh, speaking of which, they already processed my term paperwork for my old job.
Oh, nice.
I was talking with the boss about hanging on in a support role, and I guess he was like, "Yeah, let's do that." And then today, I tried to log into some stuff. I'm like, "No, let's not do that because I don't have access anymore."
I have to say, I used to hate facial hair, but then it grew on me. He's aware of it.
Yep. All right, get out of here.
All right, fine. I'm starting to push it. There's less than 5 minutes left because I don't think I can fill up 5 minutes of these.
5 minutes is a lot when you're talking about.
Yeah, this is true. This is a lot of air to fill.
Yeah.
How do celebrities stay cool? They have many fans.
Many fans.
That's fucking funny. Oh, that's good shit. All right, then. Well, okay, we did the thing, and I tried to extend it out. We're 5 minutes away, so I'm not going to sit here and bore people with stupid jokes. It's just trying to kill time. But thank you, everybody, for coming out and joining us. You guys are amazing. Love you all. Check out the links. You can check out the podcast Week in Horror. Definitely check out Johnny O over at the Plot Hole. He's got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And to everybody who's new in the live chat, thank you so much for coming by. It was a pleasure to see y'all. We can so Charlie Welch, other than Otangelo, it was a good one. Well, occasionally he can make things funny, but this time he was just trash. So he's blocked, done. We will move on to better and more interesting things. So love you guys. We will catch you on the next one. I'm JL. This is Johnny O. Hopefully next week we will have the rest of the Beardsmen. You all be safe. Be safe. Be excellent to each other, and we will see you all next time.
Pew, pew, pew.
Want to hear a joke? Otangelo Grasso. Sorry, Bob Nodell. That was funny. Joke. Otangelo. Great. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. See ya. Bye.